and 3.9% financing. Tomorrow at Spitzer Buick in Parma.
Working hand, helping hand. Hands that got the boogie along. At McDonald's, our hands are busy too. Biscuits for you.
McDonald's buttermilk biscuit sandwiches. Sizzling sausage or bacon, a fresh egg, and melted cheese.
They're taking breakfast by the hand all over the land. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Fresh-baked biscuits, our way of lending a hand.
When I come to Toronto, I come to play.
When I come to Toronto, I come to play.
Toronto, discover the feeling.
Screaming comedian Sam Kinison.
Monday at 5.
Live from Ohio's News Channel, this is TV5 Eyewitness News with Roger Morris, Michelle Holden, Tom Hasselmeyer, Mike Hostetler, and the Eyewitness News team.
Good evening, I'm Roger Morris. Tornado warnings have just been lifted for parts of the TV5 viewing area. There has been some damage around Ohio, either by tornadoes, which have not yet been confirmed, or by high winds. The damage is in the Marysville area. Barns destroyed, power lines still out, but no injuries. Now, just last night, meteorologist Tom Hasselmeyer was saying that tornadoes can happen any minute, anywhere in Ohio this time of year. You were right.
Last night we focused in on Texas. Tonight it's Ohio. It can be anywhere during the month of April. And we'll take a look at the map now and show you exactly where most of the activity occurred this evening. A town called Marysville, 30 miles northwest of Columbus. South central portions of the state really got pounded today as a couple of different air masses came together. Cool air filtering out of Canada. It'll be quite chilly around here tomorrow. Warm, moist air surging out of the Gulf, coming together along a frontal system. But the thing that really mixed it up this evening and sparked the severe weather was an area of low pressure that we watched move out of northeastern portions of Arkansas, right up along the Ohio River into southwestern sections of the state. And as that low pressure area moved along the front and triggered with that mixing of air masses, some powerful thunderstorms developed right over the central part of the state. The storm will continue to move up to the northeast, and then by later in the evening, about the next hour or so, it'll be east of us, and conditions will be improving greatly. For the rest of the evening, Roger, we're just looking for thunderstorms to taper off and just some scattered showers. The upcoming week promises to return to winter time, so we'll forget about the thunderstorms for a while. In the next couple of hours, we'll update you that a little bit later.
Okay, we'll see you a little later on the newscast.
Right.
Tom Hasselmeyer, thank you.
I'm not ready to go yet, okay? I'm not ready. You gotta wait. I got shit to do. I'm in the middle of something, all right? Just hold on.
Watch your mouth or don't come in here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, please, people, come on, we're adults here. You know what? What is the point?
Yeah, we're adults here. I got a fucking Burger King fucking thing on my head. We're all fucking adults here, guys. People, in my chat, 2 words. What are they? 2 words. Let me see the chat flood. Let me see the chat flood. 2 words. Okay, next caller. Please. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, which translate in American to dick and balls. I got flip-flops. These are my flip-flops. Yeah, I really like my flip-flops because I can put them on. Because look, watch me put them on. I can put them on all by myself. Watch me put them on. Look, are you watching? Look, these are my flip-flops.
Thanksgiving Day. I remember it clearly. It was Thanksgiving Day. I was inserting myself in somebody else's fucking business as a cash grab, and you know.
This channel is harsh reality.
Karen Yak se jodió la sucia vida. Amen.
This is Jonathan Lee Riches. I have cheeseburgers. I'm gonna put cheese on them. I'm gonna make sure that I have my hamburgers because I'm a big boy now and I can make the hamburgers. My mom lets me use the stove now.
And I'm just like, wow, I like receipts, and they brought receipts. Like they had evidence to back up everything they said. And I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be another side to this, right? Like this can't. No, this is too fantastic.
Yeah, because you're not going to just jump to the conclusion that there's a conspiracy amongst cops to cover up a murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, cops and just like soccer moms and shit. Like that's what made it even crazier. Like,
yeah, get it, Betty. Yeah,
did you have a close relationship with your mom?
Get it, Betty.
Oh, of course, I still do.
Yeah.
My older sister was kind of sad. She was more of the prissy girl. Like
that is the best shit fucking
shopping for the dresses with mommy. I was the, tomboy that liked playing with the cute.
Shout out to Cherry for just being easily the most faithful and loyal supporter that I've ever had, man. That someone could have that tenacity with loyalty. And I'm really blessed to have someone like Cherry be part of this channel and in my life. So it means a lot. And yes, I named him after Mr. T and Rocky. Say, woman. Say, woman. Say, woman. Said your old man ain't got no heart. Why don't you come down to my apartment tonight and I'll show you a real man. Oh my God, I'm so in love with this little dude. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I love you guys very, 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 very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends. Oh, say bye. Say bye. Oh, I love you too. Give me a kiss. Oh, I love you. Bye, guys.
Karen left the waterfall, bound for Fairview Road.
Oh my goodness. Good afternoon, people. Happy Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me double check something here. Okay, just checking. Okay. Oh man, people. Okay, I realize there's a whole lot of buzz going on. Man, couldn't have come at a better time. I just got here from the gym. I still got pre-workout in me. I'm drinking coffee. I'm jacked to the tip. People. Oh my goodness. All right, look. People, there's a reason why I go over JLR on this channel. And since I've been talking about the Karen Reed, John O'Keefe case, what happened on those courthouse steps just now is exactly why. I implore and please take heed to what I am saying. All Turtle Riders, all Karen Reed supporters, do not click on JLR's channel. Do not click on his channel and give him views. Do not. This is what he does. This is why Deets on the Streets made such an informative and detailed video on his history. This is what he does. He is inserting himself into this situation at just the right time because this trial is starting. It is about to commence. Opening statements will happen next week. This is not an accident. This man knows what he's doing. He is a professional troll. Do not click on his channel. I implore you. Okay? Do not click on anything that he hashtags Karen Reed. Do not hashtag anything he hashtags TurtleBoy. Anything that he hashtags John O'Keefe. I'm sorry that I feel bad about that. I'm still very distracted by everything that's going on. Do not, please do not. Now, it's on you if you do. That's my point of saying so. I don't care if you do. What I'm saying is, do not get upset if this man gains traction within this case, gains subscribers, gains momentum with this case, using this case. Do not get upset about it if you click on his videos in regards to this case or any case for that matter. So be warned. Know that I told you. That's all I'm saying. Do what you want, but know that I told you so. Anyways, let's drop in and see what's going on with Tom and TurtleBoy. I see that Tom is getting excellent coverage as always. Please make sure to give Tom a like. If you have not already, here's the link.
I wouldn't be thinking about me if I was in their show, not coming to it here. So, you know, I understand it's an issue, but I just feel like, what are you going to do when he goes to prison? At the end of the day, the information's all out there, and all needs to step up for his brother.
And everything that I just said, please clip it, share it, Facebook groups, Twitter, anywhere that anybody who supports Karen Reed or TurtleBoy, please clip and share it wherever you all gather, okay? On the internet. I still don't have a link to Inside the Courtroom. I don't know if I will have one.
Everything that I just said, don't clip it. Don't do it. We'll be right back where we start. You know what I mean?
All right. Now I'm going to mute this for now because I'm also going to discuss, well, why we're here. TurtleBoy is in court today. As I understand it, what's going on is TurtleBoy and Timothy Bradle, his representation, will be presenting their case. We'll be discussing their NBC 10 Boston. Okay, thank you guys. They will be presenting their their motion or addressing the Bradle's motion to disqualify Ken Mello from this case. So we'll see how that works out. I don't have high hopes for that, considering everything that's happened so far, but it should be interesting nonetheless. I'm hoping it happens, but we will find out. What's up, Sleuthy? Good to see you. Okay, I guess Tom is muted right now. Yes. And I will, I promise you. I don't even know if I'll do it today. But
sorry, guys.
I don't know if I'll do it today, but I will. I'll go over Deets on the Streets' video as I did before, now that I have a larger audience in preparation for this. I will go over, if I have time during this stream, I will. I have a special treat lined up for you guys for a separate stream coming soon, though. Don't worry. There's a lot of people coming out of the woodworks for this one, as I predicted. So, but I, oh man, oh, it's too good. But yeah, yeah, it's funny how things come full circle. So here I am. I've been covering this. I've been talking about this, and then some old favorites have just emerged. So yeah. But yes, I will go over Deets on the Streets' video if I have time today. I will go over that again. Not at all, burden of proof. Please drop it. Knock yourself out. If you guys want to watch it on your own, absolutely, please, because I'm gonna drop it. Even when I go over it, I'm gonna drop the link in chat, and I want you guys to give it a like, because it is an excellent video. And when I say excellent, I mean it's excellent. It is one of the most thorough videos on another YouTuber, or anyone for that matter, that I've ever seen. So, and Deets did an excellent job going over JLR's history, so that you guys understand what type of a person he is and what he's out there doing. And he absolutely showed it. Anybody who tries to say that he's different now, which is really hilarious, we just got proof that he's no different. And I've been saying it and saying it and saying it. So yeah. Yes, burden of proof. Please drop that video link. Feel free to do so. Deets' channel, all that stuff. And listen, you guys, burden of proof. Let me take a second to talk about burden of proof here. Burden of proof is easily one of the most underrated true crime channels that there is. Easily one of the most underrated. She works really hard, and she doesn't care about popularity, which is why I think that we should make her as popular as possible. Because she goes over cases that nobody talks about. She talks about missing people that nobody talks about. She doesn't go with what's popular and what everybody's talking about, what's going to get her views. She talks about what she cares about. Burden of proof is the real deal, and she truly, truly cares about victims. So please subscribe to Burden of Proof. And Burden of Proof, please drop your link to your channel in the chat. It would mean a lot to me if you did. Or Team Brittany or anybody, please make sure that you subscribe to Burden of Proof and show her some love, because she's amazing.
It's going to get reviewed. She talks about what she cares about. But another thing she truly cares about.
Take it in.
Please subscribe.
Where you going?
I'm seeing you. Just looking at all this stuff.
You're not going in?
No.
I put that down. She's on the
She was worried about it. So
Yeah,
I don't
want it.
I don't want her to
So,
No, she'll be all right.
Yeah. Everybody, please make sure that.
Yeah. That's all right.
No. Please make sure. Please make sure you know these.
Yeah.
Clara, thank you. Thank you for the heads up, please.
I mean, I'm just standing here and the guy's all walking around me. I mean, he's over
I
here,
know,
he's over
but
there, he's over
he's
here.
purposely, because he knows who you are, trying to insulate.
Yeah.
He was behind your back.
He's pushing me forward. Yeah. No. No need for that. No need for that.
He just wants
No need for
to
that.
cause a rise so that he gets views on his channel.
Yeah, well.
And that's what happens when you try to just amazing. I can do that. No problem.
All right, so I'm logged on to.
It's gonna be late again.
Where's Mello? They're asking. They're driving by asking for Mello.
Okay, so I'm logged on to Boston 10, but I'm not seeing a feed for. Let me check the YouTube. Let me check their YouTube channel. So I'll keep refreshing and checking.
Get the glare streaming over here. I'm not sure if that's going to interfere with anything. Mello, where is he?
Let me check the YouTube.
Yeah, I still don't have anything yet.
Mello watch.
But it doesn't even look like Mello showed up yet. So,
Yeah, I got it.
which is just hilarious to me. Yeah, I am checking NBC 10, but I don't have anything yet, and I'm refreshing. I'm checking both their website and their YouTube. So. I don't have Facebook anymore.
You got to compare. Well, up until the buffer, up until the buffer zone was incorporated. I don't care. We had the signs up here all day. Yeah, and I'm telling you what the buffer zone is.
But it's not.
What they said the buffer
I'm not
zone.
arguing.
The buffer zone wasn't.
See, they're just questioning.
Yeah, I didn't mean it as argument.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. So they made us take down the signs, right?
I think it's really interesting and funny, though. How JLR was intimidating TurtleBoy. Clearly, I mean, worse off than TurtleBoy ever did to anybody else, right? And there were state troopers right there, and yet nobody did anything. Nobody charged JLR with intimidating a witness, did they? Is TurtleBoy not a witness? Why didn't they apply Chapter 28, sections 13A and 13B? Why didn't they apply that to JLR just now? I mean, they're quick to charge the Canton 9. They're quick to charge TurtleBoy. Why is JLR walking free right now and not in handcuffs? Plus, he's a convicted felon with a history. So, why not? Explain that to me. Now, I'm not saying I want him to get arrested. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you got to use your eyes, people. Why is JLR doing what he's doing to TurtleBoy and not catching the same charges that TurtleBoy has if the Commonwealth of Massachusetts isn't corrupt as fuck? Explain that to me. Why he's not in handcuffs right now.
Where's your trunk? Are these yours?
I put him right over here.
I'll bring him back. Some of these signs aren't mine. I didn't really get a good explanation.
There's no explanation other than
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to issue. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, what a great pause. I want to issue a public challenge to Ken Mello right now. I want to give you the opportunity, Ken Mello, to show all of the public, since you're so worried about how the public views everything. I issue a public challenge to you to show us that you are not a corrupt piece of shit who is absolutely weaponizing the law to intimidate and to bully people into falling in line and keeping them quiet so that your narrative is the one that's spun in the public. So I challenge you, Ken Mello, to prove to everyone that you are fair and you will apply the very same law that I heard you on a recording telling a Canton police officer to charge 9 people across the street from D&E Pizza. I challenge you to apply this very same law that you recited on that phone call to charging Jonathan Lee Riches. I publicly challenge you to do so. And I would be outraged if I was a resident of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and that doesn't happen. I would be absolutely outraged. It would bother me to my core if I'm being completely honest. Because it's just another example. It's just another example of Ken Mello abusing his position as a special prosecutor for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. Prove to us that the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office isn't fucking corrupt. Oh, wait, what? What just happened? Oh my God, people. No, this can't be.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. I think we got a super.
Jam Cracker, happy birthday, Jerry, wherever you are. Hope you're doing okay. Thank you so much, Jam Cracker. I appreciate that. All right.
That dog doesn't want to go nowhere.
He wants to play.
And there's
You got this.
There goes Aiden. Nice. There is Mello.
I wonder if Ken Mello's sitting in his car right now, listening to me and heeding my words. Somehow I doubt it. Somehow I doubt it. Because that would mean that he's doing something even remotely productive.
Nobody charged JLR with intimidating witness. Is TurtleBoy not a witness? Why don't they apply
Nice.
Chapter 28, Section 14A and 14B Why didn't they apply that to JLR just now? I mean, they're quick to charge the Canton 9. They're quick to charge TurtleBoy. Why is JLR walking free right now and not in handcuffs? Plus, he's a convicted felon with a history.
That's all right. No problem. Nah, he's one of the regulars here. He'll fit right in. Unbelievable.
To me, now, I'm not saying I want him to get arrested. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you got to use your honest people. Why is JLR doing what he's doing to TurtleBoy and not touching the same charges with TurtleBoy?
Yeah, he was actually intimidating him. He was doing that. Welcome to Massachusetts, guys.
Not deliberately, Sleuthie.
Why is Grant allowed
I'm trying to get
talk
into
the way
this
he talks
courtroom
to
right
Karen?
now.
Why is that allowed? Why is that? That is not journalistic ethics
We're
in any way.
listening to Tom listen to me, I guess, while I figure this out.
Narrow.
We love you, Tom. Killing it out there, buddy.
Yeah. He's usually on it. I mean, if anyone would have it, I'd say he would. Sorry, guys. Oh, no. Catherine, you there? Hi.
Hey, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
All right.
Good to be seen again. How's everything?
Hi, Lisa.
And look, she went in. Yes. Here we go.
My United stand.
I like that. That's nice. We just hit
Wore another jacket. I knew it was going to
a
be
little windy, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, no doubt, huh? We just had that guy JLR. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I need to become a member, and I was trying to see.
What happened? Full. Wow. Already full.
Oh, wow.
All right, I got both headsets in. Can you can you repeat that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
God.
District Attorney Kenneth Mello. The matters are scheduled for
Doesn't look like we got
pre-trial
video,
hearing. If the
guys.
parties could please identify themselves for the record, beginning with the Commonwealth.
Attorney Mello, I believe you're muted.
We did test this before.
Can you hear me now, Your Honor?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay. Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Kenneth Mello for the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon, Attorney Mello.
Hello, Your Honor. Timothy Bradle on behalf of Aidan Carney. Good to see you.
Attorney Bradle. Afternoon, sir. All right, so we have a number of matters that are scheduled for this afternoon. Let's address first the motion, Attorney Bradle, that you just filed on the seeking Rule 17.
17 motion, that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
The Rule 17 motion involves phone records in the 24 case. Before the court, Your Honor, are two matters. There's the 23 indictment and the 2024 indictment. The 2023 indictment is 16 counts, the one that involves various allegations against witnesses in the case that's also going on in this courthouse, the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed murder case. They're the alleged victims, complainants, if you will, in that matter. The 2024 case.
Let me just pause you there. Attorney Mello, have you received the Rule 17 motion?
I first thought about 12:30 this afternoon, Judge. Thereabouts.
Okay.
And I checked my email. It was in my email today.
All right. So on that matter, we'll schedule a hearing for that matter where notice is given to the parties where they can raise any objections they may have to the records. And then we have...
there's four other motions, Judge.
So, Attorney Mello, there was a motion that was filed in response to motion that you had filed seeking sanctions against the defendant's counsel in this case that was acted on by Judge Squires Lee. There was a cross motion filed by Attorney Bradle where there was an order for the Commonwealth to respond to that cross motion by February 9th. I have not seen anything in the file in response to that. Have you filed anything?
I have not, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have had medical issues since prior to February 9th. Again, on reason for today's Zoom. What I can represent to the court as an officer of the court is I'm dealing with 4 serious medical issues separate and apart from each other. And I am progressing in terms of my recovery. I was informed that it would be, a couple of months, 2 to 3 months. I'm on toward the end of my second month, Judge, and I do feel I can resume normal activities within approximately 3 or 4 weeks from now. I would ask the court for additional time to respond to that motion, and I would ask Your Honor to put it on for the same day as Mr. Bradle's Rule 17.
Judge, I filed my response, if I may, on January 26th. This motion has been going on for months. In the meantime, Your Honor, and forgive me, I've never been in a position where I'm take issue with someone's health issues that they're claiming they have until today. And in this case, Your Honor, counsel for the Commonwealth has had ample time to harass my client, to seek to revoke his bail on the flimsiest of charges, to take all sorts of actions that detrimentally affect my client. But every time something comes up where the government has an obligation to provide discovery, to illuminate these ridiculous allegations, then we have a health problem. And the last time I was in this position, Your Honor, counsel for the Commonwealth said, I have a health problem. Will you agree to move the pretrial conference date? I said, sure, no problem. Just send me the discovery that we're entitled to. Okay, no problem. And nothing is forthcoming. Since then, Your Honor, I've had to vociferously demand discovery, and I've gotten the discovery that you and I both know is reflective of a busy DA or a DA that doesn't want to give discovery, that gives 5,000 photographs or raw data that's useless, or files that don't have anything in them in a rush to do something. And that's all I have, Your Honor, is a big load of junk. And I gave the court 2 chalks, and I didn't know counsel was going to be here, going to be on Zoom, but I have 2 chalks on his desk right here that show, as best as we can determine, and Judge, I apologize, our 2 paralegals are with us today, and they meticulously went through all of the discovery that was given, such as it is, and we're able to figure out through some detective work what we're owed. And that chalk is before you, Your Honor, and that's a list of things that we were able to figure out that were owed from references in what we were given. This is incredibly prejudicial to my client, Your Honor. We're trying to file a motion to dismiss on these charges that are nothing more than a complete destruction of the First Amendment. And we want to file a motion to dismiss. And as you certainly know, Judge, we need the grand jury to do that. We need to file a McCarthy motion, and we certainly need to file an Odell motion based on what we have thus far. The presentations to the grand jury, Your Honor, in this case, are ridiculous. They take satire and try to portray it as actual threats. They take things out of context. They misinterpret things. They don't include the full quotes of many things. The Odell motion here to me is a no-brainer, Your Honor. And we can't file it because we've gotten these piecemeal bits of discovery here and there from the Commonwealth that really just don't get the job done. We don't know. We're in the dark, and we need it.
Attorney Mello, in terms of the discovery, when were these cases indicted?
The cases were indicted in, I believe, Your Honor, December and February.
Okay, so now we're at mid-April, and there was a motion that was filed by the defendant on March 21st of this year, a motion to compel overdue automatic discovery. You prepared to address that, Attorney Mello?
I am, Your Honor. I believe Mr. Bradle has gotten all or certainly most of the discovery he's referencing. I haven't had the benefit of reviewing his chalk, but what I can represent to the court is that Mr. Bradle has all of our grand jury minutes. In fact, when I was hospitalized, I was getting emails and requests for this, and a colleague of mine who did appear on my behalf on one day responded with the discovery package that he believed met Mr. Bradle's request. Subsequent to that, we provided him with numerous discovery documents, and what I'm having a difficult time with, Judge, is Mr. Bradle saying we've gotten thousands of photographs or whatever else that don't come like. Well, if we didn't provide these materials, Your Honor, and we have the same issue where we have just tremendous amounts of material to go through, and this will also be the subject. It may come before Your Honor for some guidelines for a taint team, but regardless, there is a tremendous.
I'm sorry,
volume
guidelines for what? I didn't hear you, Attorney Mello.
for a taint team, Your Honor, to review electronics that we obtain warrants for. In that regard, there's huge amounts of information. Rather than not provide something and have Mr. Bradel say, this was withheld from me and this is potentially exculpatory, it was our decision to give him everything we had. We don't know what we may use at time of trial and what we may not use, but it's there, Your Honor. And I mean, I can't say why we didn't. Obviously, the reason we didn't reduce that is because we don't know what we have and what Mr. Bradel may feel is germane and not germane. So that's why he received the large volume he did. Obviously, we're not trying to withhold anything, Your Honor. I haven't had the benefit, Judge, of being in the office there for quite some time. And what I can tell you is that when I did appear once, subsequent to my medical issues hospitalizing me,
this guy's the worst lawyer ever.
Essentially knocked me to the point, Judge, where I was told that I should not venture out publicly for a couple of months. I should just stay home, and which is what I'm doing now. And thank you for the opportunity of appearing on Zoom, by the way. That's where I am. I expect that I'll be more back into the swing of things. Certainly not 100%, but enough where I can meet with my investigators and determine what else may be out there that Mr. Bradel is entitled to. But I respectfully, I don't want to hear it on one end. This is a prosecutor who's rushed, who's not doing anything, Judge. I mean, I've had cases myself where I represented this court that I walked into a conference room at a police department and was confronted with thousands of hours of videotapes, probably 500,000, if not more, pages of discovery. And the Commonwealth was not required to narrow it down because the Commonwealth indicated we may use any or all of it at time of trial, depending. That Mr. Bradel was nowhere near that situation.
Attorney Mello, what I'm hearing from the defense is that they don't even have the grand jury minutes and all of the exhibits with the grand jury minutes in order to determine whether they have filed motions. What I'm going to order the Commonwealth to do is to provide all automatic discovery under Rule 14 on or before May 8th. That I'm also requiring the Commonwealth to file a notice of discovery of every item that has been provided on or before that date to the defense. And if there are issues that need to be the subject of a protective order, then certainly you can file pursuant to the rule, laying out the grounds for any basis for that.
Okay, I appreciate that, Your Honor. Understand that in an abundance of caution, please, Your Honor, we may be providing Mr. Bradel with materials we've already provided him with. That's not for any purpose other than to ensure that he has the materials that we believe he has. So we may just provide him with the same packages he's already received, other than for those that we can specifically say, we know Mr. Bradel's received these. But there have been thumb drives, and my understanding is he has all the grand jury minutes. I don't believe any grand jury minutes have been withheld.
Well, what was filed today is indicating that the exhibits for each of the grand jury presentations have not been provided to the state. So certainly, Attorney Mello, I know you understand your obligations under Rule 14
yes,
and the special requirements of a prosecutor in order to provide that information in a timely fashion. So I'm going to require that to be provided by May 8th with that certificate of discovery filed with the court as well.
Very good, Your Honor.
If I may, Judge, a couple of responsive comments, if I may. Judge, I haven't seen an abundance of caution in this case. I've seen nothing but an abundance of delay and obfuscation whenever any obligation of the Commonwealth comes forward. I'm beginning to think that counsel here is so deficient in complying with these obligations. I think he's hired to do this, to delay, to stop Mr. Carney from getting anywhere with this case, to keep him away from the Karen Reed case. And this is an intentional deprivation, Your Honor. Counsel said, oh, this isn't any intentional anything. That's not true, Your Honor. And let me tell you, the reason that I have a bit of a attitude about this discovery issues, which I can't remember ever having, Your Honor, in my 30 years. But here, Your Honor, I learned that the grand jury minutes were ready and were available by looking at the Karen Reed murder case discovery from that ADA, who provided, before I got them, my grand jury minutes were given to counsel for Ms. Reed. And that's why I learned that they were available and ready. And counsel here apparently gave them to Mr. Lally, the prosecutor there, who provided them to the Karen Reed defense team before I got them. That's how I learned of them. So if that's not a smoking gun that shows that counsel for the Commonwealth here is intentionally withholding documents from us, I don't know what is. And that's why I come to the court in the way that I do.
And certainly any issues with delay of discovery or any obfuscation, as you've indicated, that certainly, as I've acknowledged, that there are special requirements here that need to be met, and they'll be met by May 8th. There was also, I know there was also filed in the 24 case a motion for discovery that the same order will apply to that as well, and that you would file a motion for a bill of particulars.
I have, Your Honor. I'd like to be heard on that today, if I may.
And Attorney Mello, have you had an opportunity to review that?
I have not, Judge. On the bill,
that was filed in February, Your Honor.
On the motion of bill of particulars, I have, Your Honor. We have no objection to the motion for bill of particulars.
Okay.
See, he wasn't on camera. There's nothing I could do. That's the best I could do.
There's also a motion for specific discovery, Your Honor, as well.
Attorney Bradle, I'm not going to take any action on that at this point. I know that there were specific requests that were made in detail, that obviously Commonwealth is aware of that as well, too, that if that is not addressed within the automatic discovery, then I'm certainly happy to take it up at our next date.
Would the court consider
it's important that the judge see him talk,
response by the Commonwealth, so that I can see where, if anywhere, they object to any of these, and we can then have a court hearing about it?
Yes, so I'm going to order Attorney Mello that your response that was due on the cross motion, I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond to that, acknowledging the medical situation that you're dealing with, that should also be responded to in writing on or before May 8th.
Yes, sir.
And that same deadline for the motion for specific discovery, if there are objections that are raised or any materials that are contained within there that should be the subject of a protective order, that should be filed on or before that day as well.
Very good, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I may just respond, I not to say I resent, but I take some offense to the allegation that we're attempting to delay this. That's certainly not a marching order I've ever received. In fact, I've never received any direction whatsoever from the district attorney's office in the performance of my duties and my obligations. With respect to the grand jury minutes for one particular day, Judge, obviously that was an oversight. My understanding was when I was in the hospital, that was provided to Mr. Bradle. I can say that I haven't provided a single shred of information on any subject whatsoever, Your Honor, to Attorney Lally with respect to the Reed case. We have never exchanged one piece of information, and it's intentional that I'm keeping distance from the district attorney's office in that regard, because I don't want there to be any allegations that we're conspiring with each other to move these cases together. That is not the case.
Shit.
Mr. Bradle may or may not.
Judge, then I'd like an explanation as to how my grand jury minutes got to the Karen Reed defense team before they got to me.
Attorney Bradle, if you want to file something on that issue, I'm happy to address it. Both of you are experienced counsel. I expect that both of you are going to abide by the rules of discovery and abide by the rules of professional conduct in this case. So that is the deadline of May 8th. I'm going to schedule further hearing after that, but Attorney Mello, I'm going to give you an opportunity to provide that information, and that I'm not going to select a date at this point, that I need to check the court's calendar. I'll be, the clerk's office will be in contact with both of you to schedule a further date.
Thank you, Judge. With respect to the 2024 indictments, yes, just so it's clear, I presume that the court's order applies to the 24 case as well.
Yes,
okay.
All discovery, automatic discovery pursuant to Rule 14 shall be provided on or before May 8th on that case as well.
And just a procedural issue there, Judge, I just want to make sure everything's, there's no misunderstandings here, is that Attorney Novak, who's another special prosecutor, I believe he's counsel of record on the 24 case. So I don't know if Attorney Mello is on that case or not, or what they're doing.
Attorney Mello, are you filing an appearance on that case as well?
I will file an appearance on that, Your Honor. For the record, Attorney Novak was retained to assist me with First Amendment issues that Mr. Bradel was originally raising. It was not intended that he'd be making any court appearances. He essentially covered for me when I was hospitalized. Again, and that's where some confusion may have stepped in with respect to the fact that Mr. Bradel did not receive one day of the grand jury minutes.
Okay, so I'll expect an appearance on that case as well, Madam Clerk.
I don't know what's going on.
Pick to do.
If you don't mind, we might actually just try to pick a date to have it as a place.
Counsel available on May 23rd?
Sure, let me just check that. And then, Your Honor, just as far as my cross motion for sanctions, did you want to put that on the subsequent date, or shall we take that up today?
That's going to be placed over to the subsequent date that Attorney Mello has an opportunity to respond to that in writing on or before May 8th.
And for the record, Your Honor, that would be Attorney Mello's third deadline to respond. 23rd works, Your Honor.
So May 23rd, 2 p.m.
Very well.
Attorney Mello, that'll be an in-person hearing. If there's any issues that arise before then, please alert Attorney Bradel and the court.
Well, I will tell you, I'm having surgery a little over a week before that, but I anticipate I'll be able to appear.
Okay. All right, counsel, anything else to address at this point?
That's it, Your Honor. Thank you very
No,
much.
Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll see you May 23rd at 2 p.m.
All right, please.
Next court date, May 23rd. But Mello has until May 8th to provide everything that Bradel has been requesting. And it has been 3 extensions that he's gotten so far. But of course, no, Mello's not trying to delay anything. Not at all, right? Wow, dude. I mean, I never heard anybody fucking lie so much. Dude, did you see that shit? First time this fucker comes on camera, he's got to make sure that the judge sees him cough. Bro, like, I love that right before Bradel called him out on his bullshit. Yo, and real quick, Tim Bradel, everybody. Tim motherfucking Bradel, y'all. I mean, dude is amazing. So right before Bradel calls him out on this shit, I had typed in the chat that He was doing the classic fucking bullshit that everybody fucking does. Whenever you catch a liar, a compulsive fucking liar, right? And you corner them, like they always end up going, oh my God. Oh, wait, my ailment, whatever it is, my heart condition or my tumor that I had fucking 20 years ago and had removed. Oh. He's doing that shit. But I'm sick. I've got a nose thingy. I've got a nose thingy. Bro, how fucking desperate are you, dude? You had no argument at all. You had no fucking argument at all. And so the best you got is, I don't feel good. That's what you brought to court. That's what you brought to a fucking courtroom, Ken Mello. That's what you brought in front of a judge. So, and I get this judge. I don't think that this judge, I saw some people in chat talking about, you know, this judge is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I think this is the first time, I could be wrong. I think this is the first time that the judge is hearing this case. So a lot of times when a judge takes over a case, they want to be thorough. And he's like, all right, okay. You know, and it's on the record. Bradle's like, this is the third extension that he's gotten. So I get that the judge is going to be like, okay, other judges oversaw this. Now I'm here. You have till May 8th. Okay. I see everything. I got everything. You got until May 8th. So that's understandable. I get that. So I'm not mad at the judge. But this is a win. Let's go back to Tom, because we want to catch everyone coming out of the courthouse.
So much Florida.
Front and center.
There he is!
Yay! Thanks for being here, everybody.
Now what? Now what do we do now?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Valley and Love Box to get out of the way.
This guy is unfucking believable.
All right, first, let's just get your reaction to that. Obviously, you know, special prosecutor did not show up today.
Yeah, typical of what we've been dealing. As Attorney Bradle said, obfuscation is the word. This is intentional. They are trying to delay this as long as possible so they can keep me on bail, so they can try to jam me up on something again. That's the whole purpose of this. They have absolutely no intention of bringing me to trial because they know this case can't succeed on the merits.
Right.
Literally just running out the clock and keeping me on thin ice by having these having me out on bail. That's the whole purpose of this.
How does it make you feel? How does it kind of push down?
I mean, it's typical. I can only imagine what Karen Reed's going through on a much larger scale than this. But I've been accusing the Commonwealth of doing this to Karen Reed for quite some time. And they proved my point to me by arresting me for that and doing the same thing to me. So
hit the like on Tom's stream, guys.
Attorney Mello was healthy enough to come to court on March 14th because he got giddy about the idea of sending me back to jail for 120 days. He's like the kid that is healthy enough to go to school on spree day, but isn't healthy when there's a quiz. And that's what he does. He doesn't want to come to school. He doesn't want to do his job when it's time to do his job, but he wants to do his job when there's a chance that I can get locked up for it. So it's very convenient. And,
absolutely.
I'm glad that the judge held him accountable.
100%.
Hard deadline of May 8th, 2 weeks from now. We need all this discovery. We've read the grand jury minutes, but there's all these presentations of the grand jury minutes. We don't know what they showed these people. We don't know if the grand jury was lied to, if they were deceived, if they were misled. We don't know anything. So we're waiting.
Grand jury was lied to in the Karen Reed case.
What are they hiding? Why can't they just give it to us?
You feel like you've been in the dark for a while.
Yeah, we just want them to comply with the rules. We're sick of being in the dark. We're sick of the delay. It was good today that Judge Cahill held them accountable and put some hard deadlines and we're going to get to justice. You know, the wheels move slowly, but they're moving, and they're going in the right direction. So we're very gratified about that.
What exactly is it that you're looking for? Obviously, more discovery that you've been asking for.
So you know, as we've been saying, this case is unprecedented. It's a trashing of the First Amendment. We want to file a motion to dismiss. We can't file a motion
Get 'em,
to
Bradle.
dismiss until the Commonwealth complies with their obligations and gives us the discovery so that we can look at it and confirm what we already know, basically, which is that this whole prosecution is bogus and it's a violation of the First Amendment, and we're going to make it right. We want to file that motion.
So the Commonwealth
Yes.
is playing keep away.
We can, and we're getting prejudiced by this delay, and we think this is intentional to keep Mr. Carney away from the Karen Reed case, to keep the sort of Damocles over his head, and it benefits them, and we've had it. We're not going to put up with it anymore. We're going to get our discovery.
You mentioned Karen Reed case, got some documents, discovery, whatever it might be, before you did. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
unbelievable. I've never seen this in 30 years. We're waiting for our grand jury minutes, and I happened to look at the discovery notices from the Karen Reed case, and I see that my grand jury minutes that should be in my file cabinet, which are nowhere to be found, are already given to the Karen Reed defense team in that case.
Explain
How
that
does that
shit.
happen? I would have liked to have an explanation as to how they get my grand jury minutes before I do. I've never seen that one before. And if that's not a smoking gun to show that they're intentionally delaying this case, I don't know what is.
Can you confirm you knew Ken Mello was in the hospital, please? Oh, come on.
Any other real journalists want to
Oh,
say
you're a
anything?
piece of
Fuck you, Grant.
I think he'll come to court. The judge told him to come to court. I'm not surprised he wasn't here today, but that's up to him. And I guess if you can Zoom, you're allowed to Zoom. So
Bradle's not playing anymore, bro. I
we're
love
getting
this
there.
shit.
We have one more date, and I expect that date will bring some relief on a few things, like me through the mud with these allegations that I was trying to get certain people on the phones at the jail, and the judge denied the motion for sanctions there. But my motion for sanctions against him is still pending, and I look forward to getting some relief on that motion as soon as possible.
Can you talk a little bit about your contemplated Odell motion and what you're looking for specifically?
Yeah. So what I said to the judge was that we feel that the presentation to the grand jury, such as it is, what we've been able to figure out, has taken things out of context, has not really presented an accurate picture of what happened, and that's an Odell motion. That the integrity of the grand jury, the true nature of the evidence presented was altered, was obfuscated, and that should entitle us to dismissal of the indictments.
And have you gotten, I know it sounds like there was some disagreement in court about whether they've given you the grand jury minutes or not, or to what extent they have, or maybe what they hadn't given you the exhibits. Can you just say, for the record, what you have received and what you have not?
It's hard for defense counsel to look at grand jury transcripts and figure out if you have a full picture of the events. We know that we don't have the exhibits. There's a pile of exhibits that we don't have. We were able to figure out that much from the grand jury that we do have, but we don't know. We don't know what we don't have.
90% of this case is comments that I made on YouTube, and they present the stuff to the grand jury, and they say, now we're playing episode 623, which is a 3-hour episode, and we don't know what they played. So we would like to know that, so we know what I was indicted for.
And that's where the bill of particulars comes in. Is that's a motion that requires the government to specifically say what part of the body of evidence is applied to what particular charge. And I'm gratified that the government didn't object to that, because we need that in this case in a prosecution that's never happened before, for people speaking their mind, people protesting the government, protesting the police, protesting the prosecution. That's never been a crime before. So we need to know, what are they saying that Aiden said is a crime?
You described the the discovery that you did receive so far as being kind of like a huge dump of materials that's hard to. Can you say how that differs from how you usually receive discovery?
So you have all sorts of things in a case. You have huge files of gigabytes of raw data. Phone records, and the crime scene department typically takes 500 photos that are very high. They take up a lot of memory, and you'll get 500 photos from the crime scene that are duplicative, and you get those things, and you can look at those for 5 minutes, and it doesn't really tell you much about the case. We need the real meat and potatoes here. We need the grand jury minutes. We need the exhibits to the grand jury, and that's what we will use to take our next steps that we want to take, which are to move to dismiss the case.
And at the end there, you said, for the record, this is Mello's third deadline or something, and that's for the discovery, like
to respond to my cross motion for sanctions that I filed in response to his motion trying to sanction me for misspeaking about someone's status to the jail.
Can you talk about the status of the restraining order case across the street? What's going on with that right now? It looked to me like there was a hearing on the 8th, but at least it was scheduled. I didn't see that happen
this Friday. We're moving to take the restraining order in Dedham District Court.
Okay, so there'll be a hearing on that on Friday? Or?
Yes.
Okay. And is that impacting your ability to be in the courtroom, or what's the?
It depends. If the person with the order shows up, they can essentially use that to evict me from the courthouse, which is why we're filing.
There's been several occasions where the plaintiff in that case has shown up, causes Mr. Carney to have to abide by the order, which is what he wants to do. But he gets flushed out of places where he wants to be.
And I've been covering the Reed case obviously extensively for the last year. It's my biggest story that I've ever published, and this individual has never come to court before until the order was issued, and it was basically used to evict him from the courtroom. So I know previously with Judge Krupp, he amended the stay away orders that were in place previously to allow me to cover the Kara Reed hearing. So if any of the people with the orders on me were in there, I could stay in there. So we'll see. Happens Friday.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks. Thank you.
I got one more to lay out, but that's it. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
No. C-A-H.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just push it. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's frustrating because counsel for the Commonwealth has
Tom is killing it, y'all. Make sure to give Tom a like, guys.
My client, but when it comes to providing discovery and complying with the rules,
make sure to click on this link that I'm giving you and give Tom a like, guys.
Misunderstandings, and we're not getting what we need, so it's frustrating. And where counsel has time to file motions that try to drag me through the mud for some concocted allegation that I made a mistake about someone's status to the sheriff's office. Plenty of time to do that, but how about we just comply with the rules of criminal procedure? So that's pretty much the source of my frustration. Thanks, guys.
Do you want to speak about the two affidavits filed by the two women who were named?
Thank you so much, Vivian.
Because I know that was last month, but I don't think there's been a court case.
That's we're going to have that on the 23rd. Is that the date? Yeah, 23rd. That's the one that's still outstanding. Is my cross motion. Judge Squires Lee denied his motion against me as a result of. Well, I'll let the motion speak for itself. But yeah, we filed a motion, a cross motion for sanctions for counsel.
Yes. Can you get him on master?
Love to. I was just told that they may not have them by the end of the day, but the file is still up there, and then apparently they can't send them an email.
Yeah.
Resource problem. So if you don't get to it, it's not a big deal, but I'm saying if it's apparently, I mean, yeah. So we can't just go on and see everything. We don't have a second line of access. Yeah, you've got to actually.
I spent a lot of my time right.
Yeah, you have to actually ask.
You guys want to get some cards? I'll send it out.
Yes,
to you.
yes.
I want you guys to have it.
Yeah, well, you know,
It's
we helpful to have. I don't want to argue, but
Sunday, but it was Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
I don't want to.
Yeah. So
if anything, it was valid open court.
Just the telegram is nasty behavior back on this. Totally. And so we gave the court
They've been doing a lot of
evidence of that. We really don't want to
All right, good.
that out in the public. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
If you could send that to me as well, that'd be great.
I got enough in my hands.
I asked you earlier, and he said a fair question. I think it's really if everything that he's reported is covered, then that basically means that the U.S. Attorney's Office is day letting it be on trial. And then also not in the case of
that's my about it.
well, it's a fair question. Obviously, it's really a big question to answer.
You guys are amazing.
There's
Well,
nothing I can
everyone's
do about
welcome.
the sound quality, guys.
I appreciate it. It's obviously a really big hanging question.
What's the telegram? That's the what's the telegram?
Look at these beautiful people.
Megan,
out
you're
there,
welcome.
man. Look at how cool that is, dude. You got somebody who's disabled, man, and they're like, I'm not missing this.
Oh, I can breathe again.
Yeah. I don't know who it is. No.
Hi, Tom. Scott?
Bye, my dear. Have a wonderful day.
I will. Yeah, Scott gave it to you. Oh, no, Tom gave it to you.
Yeah.
It's Scott, though.
Scott.
Hey, I got something for you, Mike.
I got
gotta go out
something
of the
for
zone
you.
so I can hand it to you. I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Well, good.
Well, it's supposedly not a zone.
Yeah, he was. There's no zone today.
But state police didn't want our signs unattended in the fencing.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense because we've been doing that the whole time.
The state police only showed up because of that lunatic.
The other kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out of control, wasn't
I
he?
believe they called the state police. I got pictures of them pulling up for aid. I
Yeah.
sent them.
Yeah. We got pictures.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I got time, guys. So we're gonna go over JLR. We're gonna go over the altercation that took place before the hearing, and then I'll probably play through that video.
Amanda, you're welcome.
Thank you, Gerda K.
No, I didn't notice that. My chat was going so fast, I didn't notice he was in it.
But I read it really nice.
Aaron, you're welcome.
Congrats, Carlene.
Very much welcome. Yep, he's aware. Brado said that to our favorite friend here. Yes. Red Tail, you're welcome.
I just wanted to say goodbye.
Bye, sweetheart. You did a
I'm
great
gonna try
job.
to-
Great job. I'm proud of you
Pretty
today.
damn good sign.
Great, yeah.
All right, just so you guys know, now that we know that Jonathan Lee Riches has inserted himself into this
I know it's going to be difficult to not pay attention to him. I know it's going to be difficult to not watch him. What I can assure you is if you refrain from clicking on his channel, if you refrain from clicking on his videos, I will go over them and review them. That way you don't have to give him a like and you can still see the shit show and the train wreck that it's hard to keep your eyes off of. So I'm more than happy to do that. I will stream his shit. I will review it. I will destroy him as I always do. You can count on that. So if you refrain from giving him the views, you can still see it here. Give me the views. Because this guy sucks. And he's no stranger to this channel. And I am more than happy to review Jonathan Lee Riches as I always have been. So yeah, make sure you spread that all around the Facebook groups and the Twitters and the X's and all that stuff. And I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed. I will work extra hard for you guys throughout this entire trial. I can promise you that. Why don't I like him? Did you guys not see why I don't like him? Did you guys not see what just happened? Like, I mean, I'm going to show it as soon as we're done here, as soon as, because right here, guys, this is what it's all about. See those people right there? These are people who are fighting for your First Amendment rights. Some of these people have been charged with a crime for wearing those t-shirts and hoodies, for holding up those signs. They were charged with a crime for doing that. And so they're fighting back. Because where does it end? Where does it end? It's a dangerous precedent if people just take that sitting down. And Paul Cristoforo, Dana, Tracy, Tom, all of these people, they're not taking it. TurtleBoy, they're not taking it. They're fighting back. No, JLR is not Mike Krusty. He's just he's a troll who is a professional troll. This is what he does. He has made a living off of being a troll. And because the whole world is going to be watching this trial, due to its nature, obviously, he's going to try to capitalize on it. So let me go back here. Give me 1 second here, folks. Exactly. And Dietz, please drop the, oh, you should stick around, Dietz. I'll show you. Dietz, feel free to drop the link to your video. Dietz on the Streets made an amazing video. I already went over it. I'll go over it again. I'm happy to do it. But please, Dietz, feel free to drop the link to your video on Jonathan Lee Riches. It is incredibly informative and it is incredibly well done. So all right. So let me get this. All right. It's about right around the time where TurtleBoy shows up. This is before the hearing.
Thank you. Good job, Aiden.
Mary and Keith. Keith. Mary gonna protect you in jail. Mary gonna protect you in prison.
Go. Can I get a ball? There you go.
Where's your sign, Chrissy?
So Dietz on the Streets. This just happened.
That's a good picture.
Don't touch. Don't touch. I don't know. Who is it?
That's the first time I've said anything.
He's so mad.
Keith going. How's your mom, Mary going? How's your mom, Mary going?
I love how everybody's just drowning this dickhead out. I love it.
Damn, you're just collecting haters by the day.
We got somebody here, a friend. We have
TurtleBoy's going to prison.
Who is this guy? Who are you?
TurtleBoy's going to prison. You're going to prison. TurtleBoy's going to prison. Mom's name is Jerry Mulaney.
He's so mad.
He needs to remind you.
Shame on you for what you did to the O'Keefe family. Shame on you for what you did to the O'Keefe family. Shame on you for what you did to the O'Keefe family. Shame on you for what you did to the O'Keefe family.
It's a lot worse.
Shame on the
It's a lot worse. This guy is so mad. Look at him.
Back up. Hey, get out of here. Bernie, you're going to prison. You're going to prison.
He's so mad. He's so mad. Anyway, I guess I got fans here. What's up, people? We're down here in Norfolk Superior. I guess
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Jonatalia Lee Bitches. Right, yeah, he knows. That's the whole thing, Dietz, is he knows that this case is going to blow up. He knows that this trial, everybody's going to have their eyes on it. He's just a shark going for the chum. That's all he is.
Those of you who don't know what that's like, that name Keith. But you know,
That one in the Clara video that you can make cheeseburgers now.
I thought that was Dolly.
No, it's Richard. Jimmy Lee Richard.
How many mentally incapacitated fans He's so mad. He's so mad. Look at him.
TurtleBoy goes, how many mentally incapacitated fans does the Glare have? Oh man, no, they're not fans of me. I just follow them and I cover them. I just no stranger to their antics. It just so happens that we are crossing paths in this one.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. What brand of those shoes, sir?
I'm on my way to
That's a threat.
Are those Walmart brands?
Now, if we did that shit, we'd be in cuffs. Yeah, if we did that, we'd be in cuffs. Wait, aren't you being charged for acting like that?
I think so,
Yeah, so you guys, just so you guys know, to give you a little context, in the intro that that Laura P made for me, in the very nice intro that she made, and I'm still extremely grateful for it. There's clips of me reviewing that person, and he's the one that like I muted while I was reviewing him and imitating his voice when he was talking about his flip-flops and his cheeseburgers and his mom cooks or lets him cook on his own and blah blah blah. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. Just so you guys know. Yes, thank you so much, Laura P. I see her in chat. So yeah, just to give you guys a little context, that's him. As far as what happened in court, so Mello has just been basically playing keep away. They've got a different judge now, and Mello's been playing keep away and not sharing discovery or grand jury minutes with Bradel, who is TurtleBoy's attorney, Tim Bradel. And so the judge gave him a third extension to now. This isn't on the judge. I think this is the first time this judge has been residing over TurtleBoy's case. So what's going on is that judge basically was like, okay, you have until May 8th. So May 8th, he has to provide the discovery and grand jury minutes. And he's saying that he doesn't have the grand jury minutes. I can't give what I don't have, but for some reason, somehow, Karen Reed's Lolly, who's prosecuting Karen Reed's case, has those grand jury minutes before TurtleBoy's attorney does in TurtleBoy's case. Explain that shit. So how does he not have them, but Lolly has them? Explain that shit. And of course, Ken Mello shows up via Zoom wearing a fucking oxygen nose thingy and and is off camera most of the time, but make sure to go on camera in order so that the judge can see and hear him cough. And just basically play sick. His whole strategy in this hearing was, I've been sick, Your Honor. Yet, it's, as TurtleBoy explained in the press conference, it's very convenient that he's never too sick. He's always too sick to show up to court when it comes time for him to produce his end of what he's doing. But when it comes time to charge somebody and weaponize the law against someone, his health is just fine. It's miraculous. It just comes and goes. It's amazing. So yeah, I don't want to hear COVID either. Yeah, like what's he got? Exactly, Suthi. Like, what's he got? I don't know. And we're talking, I mean, this asshole Ken Mello tried to sanction Tim Bradel, saying that he lied to the jail guards, saying that Tim Bradel tried to say that Jen Altman, who's an admin for TurtleBoy, tried to say that that he lied and said that she was an attorney, where he just simply misspoke. And it's an easy fix, but he took advantage and tried to sanction him for it. And Bradel sanctioned him right back. Yet no response for the sanction, no opposition for the sanction. And also like I said, he's also not sharing grand jury minutes in discovery with Bradel, which they cannot file a motion to dismiss. According to Bradel, they cannot file a motion to dismiss until they're provided with those grand jury minutes. And so as long as he plays keep away from those grand jury minutes, Bradel can't file for a dismissal. So he's basically just playing a game, and it's blatantly obvious. And when we're talking about Ken Mello, we're also talking about somebody who's been reprimanded by the bar at least twice. I've gone over this before. I have live streams where I went over this stuff. I've been following this for a minute, guys. So those of you who are new to the channel, go back and check it out. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. What? Wait, what? Hey, what?
I think we got a super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat.
MG, thank you so much. Mello has a case of the bullshits. Of bullshititis. I love it. Thank you so much, MG. Appreciate it.
That's intimidating the witness.
Yeah. Yes, he's intimidating the witness. Intimidating the witness.
Whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff.
Hey, bye-bye.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing the charges against Jonathan Lee Riches for witness intimidation from Ken Mello, which aren't going to happen. But I look forward to it, because at the beginning of this live stream, I challenged Ken Mello to show and prove that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts isn't corrupt and weaponizing the law against people who they want to keep quiet, such as the Canton Nine, such as TurtleBoy. So, yeah, let's see if this law applies to everyone and not just the people who it's convenient for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to keep quiet. Let's just see if that happens. I'm curious. I don't think it'll happen, but I challenge the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to charge Jonathan Lee Riches with the same exact charges that TurtleBoy is charged with.
He's sexually harassed her.
Yeah, bullshit.
He's got a badge and his
He's
shirt.
intimidating the
They both say
witness,
media.
sir.
Really?
He's intimidating me. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. I'm emotionally harmed.
Yeah, he's trying to get you to change it. Change it. Bye.
Yeah, did you? He's on his way to your mom's house.
And like the coward that he is, he tucks tail and runs as soon as the Massachusetts State Police show up, because Jonathan Lee Riches is a convicted felon. So as soon as the Massachusetts State Police show up, he tucks tail and runs away because Jonathan Lee Riches is a cowardly little cunt.
I tried to get his press
How
pass.
rude.
I got a picture of it.
Okay, I was trying to, yeah.
Wait, nobody knows him?
Well,
It's
we're off
the
to
guy
a
that
fun
goes
start
after
here.
Clara all the time.
I don't know.
Oh.
His name is, I'm going to put it, JLR.
Oh, that's that JLR investigation guy. Hey, where's your flip flop? Where's that flip flop?
That's me. How can you do that to me?
Where's your flip flops?
Right.
Yeah.
Wait till you find out what Jennifer McCabe did to the O'Keefe family. Wait till you find out what Brian Albert and Colin Albert did to the O'Keefe family. It's significantly worse. It's significantly worse than anything I've said on my show that apparently offended them so much. Right? I care about the O'Keefe family. I do. I want them to get justice. It's sad what's happening to them. It's really sad that they show up to court hearings with the people who killed John. But maybe that's going to change for Mr. O'Keefe. He seems to be the smart one in the family. So we'll see. We'll see.
I wonder how much Matt McCain's airline.
You just
Oh,
can stop their
yeah.
tape, right? It's
Goodness
not gonna
gravy.
be. Not
Yeah,
worth putting
I
it
guess
on.
the guy's name is JLR. I
JLR.
don't know who he is. I don't know. I guess he's a YouTube person.
He's in
I don't know.
He's got flip flops. I know that much.
He's doing an interview.
His mom lets him wear his
He's being
flip flops.
interviewed by NBC.
Oh, now they're down here.
Oh, wait. So the media is interested.
That'll never get
Is that
played.
not indicative of everything wrong with the media right now? Though they're like, let's go interview this lunatic.
Dead
Let's
on.
go interview this lunatic and give him airtime. Whatever, you know?
I mean, he was manhandling all these women here. He's lucky he didn't get beat up. You don't touch women.
True, true.
I'm sure that's
You don't touch any. You don't touch women. And this guy's over there manhandling them. I mean, that ain't right. I don't know about Monday. I don't know about Monday.
How do we get in touch with you?
I have his number on my phone. Is Cherry in the chat?
Cherry, if Cherry's in the chat, is Clara watching?
Clara, are you watching, Clara?
You wouldn't put your face out there first. You gotta do that.
I'm looking.
Where's he from? Matt McCabe's just
He's a
all
felon.
these assholes
Hey,
out.
sweetheart. How are you, dear? I'm good. See you. He's a convicted felon. He's a convicted felon.
That's the Telegram reporter interviewing him.
Is it?
The guy on the
Hey,
right.
Will.
Yeah,
I think that's his buddy.
Yeah, I was setting up my live at the time. I was setting up for this when this was going on, so I couldn't really respond to him. So this isn't live. What we're listening to right now, Tom going, "Hey Claire, hey Claire." I was setting up. That already happened. So I got time, folks. So you guys want to get a little history on JLR or what? You guys want to get an idea of what this guy is all about? You guys want to know what JLR is all about? Let's let me show you guys. Sorry, I just got to find it real quick, but I've got it here somewhere. Damn, Dietz has a lot of videos, man. Yeah, Dietz has Dietz has the deets on all of the tragedy pimpin' shitbags on this platform. There's so many. Oh my god, I had no idea she made so many videos. Yeah, it was about a year ago. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why am I having such a hard time finding this? Okay, Chronicles. Okay, thank you. Hold on. Let me just go to my shit real quick. Wait a second. Let me see something. Oh, okay. That has nothing to do with nothing. Okay, here we go. Chronicles, drop that one more time for me, please, because it's not showing up. There we go. All right. Okay.
Jonathan Lee.
This is some shit you need to know.
Convicted felon who made a trip to Newtown, Connecticut and posed as gunman Adam Lanza's uncle has been arrested. 35-year-old Jonathan Lee Riches, who you see right here, is a convicted felon, and he told townspeople he was Lanza's uncle. He was arrested for federal parole violation. Riches was reportedly released earlier this year after serving 10 years in a federal prison.
AT&T, how may I help you? How may I help you?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is James Holmes. I need to make a
Oh,
collect call, please.
okay. Never mind. This is the wrong one.
202-456.
Yeah, that's the video I wanted to show. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Now I've pinned the right video to the top. So
Hey y'all. So I have been working on this one for about a week now. It took a little bit
Thank
of
you,
time
Cherry.
to
I got it.
do all the research and gather all the material. But I want to show you all why I believe that Jonathan Lee Riches is the ultimate true crime tragedy parasite. Yes, different from tragedy pimp. I know that's the preferred term around here, but I prefer parasite. The definition of a pimp is to make use of, often dishonorably, for one's own gain or benefit. So I understand why pimp is used, and the saying, tragedy pimps, I get that. But parasite makes a lot more sense for me because the definition is an organism living in, on, or with another organism in order to obtain nutrients, grow, or multiply, often in a state that directly or indirectly harms the host. But it's also the second definition that I really think sticks. Someone or something that resembles a biological parasite in living off of, being dependent on, or exploiting another while giving little or nothing in return. I saw Jonathan had posted this video last week, and I gave it a chance. I truly did. And for those who don't know Jonathan's past, you might think, oh, what's the big deal? He just went to Sandy Hook to share the memorial and everything that happened there. But it's a lot deeper than that.
So it says, welcome to the memorial honoring the lives of the victims of the December 14th, 2012 shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. This is a special place of quiet and reverence, place for the families of the victims and for the community to reflect and remember. Encased within the stone is the sacred soil created from the many items left in the spontaneous memorials throughout the town on the days following the tragedy.
After reading the plaque, all Jonathan does is walk you down and show you the memorial and read off the names. I kept waiting for it, for the apology that never came. At the end of reading off all the names of the victims, he said that he was praying for them. And I want to believe that, but I just can't. I'm sorry. It felt like to me he was exploiting them all over again. It might have been in a little bit different way than it was over 10 years ago when he exploited them the first time, but it feels like he exploited them nonetheless, using them solely for content. Nothing.
Now, keep in mind, folks, that this is the very person who was just screaming at TurtleBoy that he owes the O'Keefe family an apology. So, no, I'm not. I don't have here. I appreciate the super chat, Todd. Thank you. But I don't have Facebook, so I'll go over it later if I can get a link to it later. But Gretchen, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
Nothing informational or educational at all about the visit, and more importantly, no apology whatsoever for what he did 10 years ago. I know he did all the legal stuff beforehand and the fishing and all that, and we'll get into it. But to me, Sandy Hook is where he perfected his true crime, parasite, trolling career, and it's just spiraled since then. For us to fully understand how Jonathan got to this trolling parasite entity that he is now, we're gonna have to go back to the beginning. And everything that I'm reading, the articles will be referenced in the description under this video. Some of the articles are no longer available, but their newspaper or their affiliate will be linked also. In the early 2000s, when the less affluent, the technologically unsophisticated, and the simply reluctant masses were just starting to find their bearings online, Jonathan Lee Riches helped develop the identity theft technique known as phishing. He was in his mid-20s, living in Florida, and collaborating with teenage chat room acquaintances in Texas, who used spam emails to trick victims into disclosing personal information. Riches' role was to monetize the data, which he accomplished by seamlessly navigating the online and offline worlds. In contemporaneous news accounts, investigators describe the way Riches would stroll into a bank, flash fake identification, and coolly impersonate his mark, convincing tellers to hand over thousands of dollars in cash. The consequences reverberated widely. By the estimate of the FBI, the group charged more than $1.4 million to accounts opened in the names of about 2,000 people. Rich's own parents, who live in a small town in Pennsylvania, served probation for failing to fully cooperate with investigators. He was sentenced to 125 months in prison for fraud and conspiracy. Riches kept up a steady legal correspondence on his case. In March of 2006, from a medium security prison in South Carolina, he filed a motion seeking the return of confiscated assets, including 23 new PlayStation video games, a commemorative Super Bowl football, 66 new shirts with tags, I wonder if they all said media, a plunger, a subwoofer, and a box of life vests. The document drew little attention or sympathy, and a judge ordered the items forfeited to the FBI for donation to Goodwill. In hindsight, though, his signature on the sworn statement, Jonathan Lee Riches with a copyright symbol at the end, signified the start of an improvisatory publicity campaign. He used the copyright symbol that same month in a 9-page conspiracy complaint seeking damages of almost $400 trillion, backed by gold or silver. Filing his suit in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, he named several hundred defendants, including President Bush, Pope Benedict XVI, Bill Gates, and Kofi Annan. Riches' lawsuit was eventually dismissed on the grounds of failure to pay a $250 filing fee. But a more pretentious result did emerge. His work had been sucked into the internet's slipstream with viral results. At this point, we are in the middle of 2006. At this point, his image begins to appear regularly on legal blogs such as Dreadnought, Above the Law, and even the hard-hitting Smoking Gun. One blogger called him America's favorite serial litigant. Over the next 6 years, he became a world-class irritant by filing absurd, frivolous, pro se lawsuits. He filed thousands of them against anyone and everyone. The Kardashians, Kanye West, whom Rich is accused of running a secret Al-Qaeda camp, Belichick, Michael...
This is fact. If you Wikipedia him, all of this stuff is in there. Not in as much detail, but it's in there.
So prolific a litigant was Riches that he became a one-man burden on the federal court system, a troll tagging the docket forever. In 2010, federal prosecutors won an unprecedented and possibly unconstitutional nationwide injunction against him to prevent him from suing, claiming that if he weren't stopped, the government would suffer irreparable harm. Riches immediately bypassed the injunction by slipping a batch of lawsuits to a soon-to-be-released inmate to file on the outside for him. The prison cracked down hard after this. No paper in his cell, no stamps. This only caused Jonathan to go on a hunger strike in protest. After 22 days, the warden had him force-fed through a tube. This just shows his dedication to misinformation. Jonathan was different. He trolled harder, unafraid to use his name and face, often shunning a keyboard in favor of real-world trickery, all of which made him a more effective hoaxer. Now, I obviously cannot mention every single lawsuit because there are thousands, but the next couple I think are very important to mention. I would say it helps us
Understand that this is why I'm bringing this up and talking about him, okay? Now that he's showing up to these protests, he is going to be looking to, I was yelling at Tom in the chat, like, do not engage with this person. He wants you to assault him. He wants you to assault him. He wants to be able to file lawsuits. He wants to be able to, go to be hurt and play victim and gain sympathy. He knows that the facts don't add up in this case. So what he's looking for is for somebody who is a TurtleBoy supporter or a Karen Reed supporter to physically assault him so he could play victim and twist the narrative. This is what he's doing. This is what his attempt was just now. Make no mistake, this person will absolutely sacrifice his physical well-being in order to troll. This is not an exaggeration. This is a guy who Dietz is explaining here in this video went on a hunger strike just to troll, to where the warden in the prison had to feed him through a tube. This is not somebody to be underestimated. This is a sick human being. The best thing to do is completely ignore him when he shows up to these things. Oh my goodness.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
Thank you, Lizzie Dalton. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Somebody just asked, how can he... No, that's actually not true. He can file lawsuits. He still can. That's a rumor. He still can file lawsuits. Absolutely. It's limited to how he can, and I don't know the details, but he can absolutely still file lawsuits. I thought the same thing. But again, you've got to pay attention to this video that I'm going to keep playing to answer someone's question who is saying, how can he afford to file all these lawsuits? Dietz talks about that in this video here. So, oh my God, not again.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
Joanne, thank you so much. Thank you for speaking on this, and thanks for everything you do. That means so much to me. Thank you guys for being here. Seriously. Yeah, and I'm not gonna keep playing the song if I keep getting super chats because I want to get through this video, and it's like an hour long, even though it's a little shorter because I'm gonna be playing it in a faster speed, but it's I definitely want to get through this so you guys get an idea of what kind of guy this guy is.
understand Jonathan, but I don't think there's any understanding this guy. But it gives us some insight into the type of individual that Jonathan is, and it shows us the lengths that this man will go to effectively hoax, troll, parasite a situation, a tragedy. It's truly sick. In 2011, he sued Jared Lee Loeffner, the defendant in the shooting of Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. His reasoning was, and I quote, "I'm in fear that if the defendant transfers to FMC Lexington, he will be placed in solitary confinement, where I'm currently being illegally detained and possibly being my cellmate, in which he could use his bare hands or a prison shank to kill me for being a moderate Democrat." In his suit, Jonathan includes a 4-page handwritten story of how he had to smuggle his complaint out of prison. It's a complicated story. It involves ants and pigeons. In 2016, Jonathan will end up circling back to Loeffner and impersonate him to sue someone else. But we'll get to that a little later. This brings us to Jonathan's release from federal prison in April of 2012. He was ordered to serve 5 years of probation, participate in any mental health treatment deemed necessary by his parole officer, and pay restitution of $92,680 at a rate of $200 a month. In legal filings, he pledged to capitalize on his fame by running legal workshops and selling t-shirts. He went home to live with his parents in Pennsylvania, but his parting shot, the Loeffner lawsuit, marked a darker turn. A little more than a month later, courts in several states
Just wait,
received requests
Mirage.
for a restraining order against
Just
Jerry
wait.
Sandusky, the Penn State assistant football coach convicted of child molestation. The plaintiffs, who all typed similar accusations in all caps, included people calling themselves Jonathan Bollinger, Tom N. Jerry, and Gino Romano. In his injunction, Riches, posing as Jonathan Bollinger, a cousin to Brooks Bollinger, a former Wisconsin Badgers quarterback, alleges that on October 5th, 2002, I went to Camp Randall Stadium to watch my cousin play, quarterback against the visiting Penn State Lions. Around the third quarter, I went to the bathroom. While urinating, I was approached by defendant Jerry Sandusky, who said he was traveling with Penn State and asked me if I wanted a signed Joe Paterno autograph. And I told him to leave me alone because I was peeing. And Sandusky said to me, "Let me touch it," and reached in the urinal and grabbed my penis, further saying to me, "Let me make your sexual fantasies come true." I told him, "Stop molesting me," and I'm reporting him to the police. Sandusky then left, but gave me a fair warning. "If you tell a soul I touched your penis, I will kill you," and left. Then after the game, I told my cousin Brooks, head football coach Barry Alvarez, Brian White, and Kevin Cosgrove, who the coaching staff told me they are friends
Yeah,
with
this guy
Sandusky
did
and
that
won't
shit.
harm me. I have suffered emotional distress since. I fear Sandusky is going to kill me. I seek a restraining order. Respectfully, Jonathan Bollinger. This completely fabricated injunction, ladies and gentlemen, was manufactured by the man who now covers missing children's cases. None too amused, a judge in Wisconsin identified the plaintiff as Jonathan Lee Riches, who has vexed the court system with thousands of frivolous lawsuits before his recent release from federal prison, and whose zeal for filing meretricious actions against newsmakers, celebrities, athletes, and politicians continues unabated. Threatening to hold Riches in contempt, the judge wrote, "Aside from the incredibly tasteless act of filing these false accusations in light of the very real victims of sexual assault against children, the individual involved here appears to have committed a fraud on this court." The admonition carried serious consequences, including the threat of a report to his probation officer. In a letter to the judge dated July 13th, 2012, Riches denied any knowledge of the lawsuit. He requested an attorney and a mental health evaluation because, quote, "I don't know what this paperwork means," quote. Seriously, Jonathan? I can't with this guy. After this, Riches began to build his online social media presence on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. His next 3 lawsuits helped bridge that gap between online hoaxes and real-world antics. His behavior was beginning to escalate. In October 2012, he posed as Selena Gomez's father and filed a federal complaint against Justin Bieber for stealing his credit card and using it to pay for a penis enlargement. That hoax was picked up by multiple news sources, mainly
Wow.
TMZ, who ran with the hoax for a while. Then he posed as the brother of Kevin Federline, and that one exploded on Radar Online, and it brought a lot of attention to Jonathan. The third case was filed by a Jonathan Jolie, who sued Brad Pitt, John Travolta, and the Church of Scientology for, among other things, assaulting him. Jolie, meaning Riches, who claimed to be Angelina Jolie's cousin, wrote that he was hiding at the Italian embassy in New York for protection, and I'm wearing a mask. Included in the lawsuit is a photo of a masked man standing in a kitchen. He's holding a February 2003 mugshot of Jonathan Lee Riches. And then in late December of 2012, Jonathan commits the act that spurred the motivation to create this video. A decade after his first crimes of stealing personal profiles and going into banks to get cash advances from the identities that he whirled in search of material to post online. 2 days after the massacre of 26 children and educators at Sandy Hook Elementary School, Jonathan Lee Riches filmed himself driving to Connecticut. In the car, he displayed a photo of Adam Lanza, the accused killer, attached to a doll. He drove past recognizable landmarks, tried to approach the Lanza home, and turned back at a police checkpoint. Riches then drove to a makeshift memorial memorial site in Newtown. Now, in his YouTube videos that he uploaded later online, he looked around the area for a while first. It then goes back to the memorial site where he identified himself to reporters as Jonathan Lanza, uncle of the school shooter. It was reported by the New York Daily News and other media outlets. He told journalists that the killer had been taking Fanapt, an antipsychotic drug prescribed for the treatment of schizophrenia. As photographers snapped away, Riches dropped to a knee and feigned praying for the young victims. Of course, as we all know, this was completely fabricated. Riches has no connection whatsoever to Adam Lanza, and he used this tragedy, this traumatic experience for the entire country. It's the worst school shooting, mass shooting in history, and Jonathan Lee Riches used that tragedy like a parasite. He exploited the hell out of it, and he was proud of it. Heels in the Air has this audio from a 2015 interview that Jonathan did. He describes his actions at Newtown, and afterwards will prove how he was lying again.
I went up to Sandy Hook. I did do it. I didn't say I did it in court, though. I tried to play the denial role. I was actually at Adam Lanza's window in his house and get chased off by a neighbor. I had decided to get on my knees and start praying. At that point, while I was praying on my knees, I could hear the snapshots, like camera snapshot. So I thought, okay,
Now
let me just wing this. So I just pretend I was crying.
Now that recording is him talking to a reporter. This is what he wants. Okay, he's looking for press. That's it.
And I started crying, going hysterical, and the cameras are rolling. I get up from the memorial, and this one media journalist comes up to me and goes, "Sir, you're very emotional here. What's going on?" And then at that point, I just winged it. I'm Jonathan Lanza. So at this point, by identifying myself as Jonathan Lanza, then I started to get flooded like cockroaches. Everybody, all media outlets started swarming me, wanting an interview, and asking me my take, and I just winged it. Basically said I was with Adam Lanza 2 weeks prior. We had a barbecue, everything was fine. It had to be the medication, it had to be the Fanapt, and so on and so on. At that point, I started getting worried, a little scared because I was getting overwhelmed with media. I'm not used to media coverage like that. So I basically ran off, kind of walked away from the scene, but I was getting chased by media, and I didn't know what to do.
No, I don't think that happened, Todd. Thank you, but I don't think that's the case.
The actual victims of the shootings, the family were praying in that church, and the church was basically, there was security outside the church to protect the families and whatnot. My car was parked across the street, and I was running up the hill, and the media was chasing me, but I didn't want to get in my car because they might have gotten my license plate and realized that I was not Jonathan Lanza and identify me or what.
Let me squash that before it even starts, okay? He's not paid by the Commonwealth to go out there and troll. He's not doing that. That's not what it is. He is simply clout chasing. Simple. That's it. That's all he's doing. He is simply clout chasing. Nothing else. There's no, do not, any rumors that he's being paid by the fucking, you're giving him too much credit, please.
Whatnot. So I just looked at the church and I just ran to the church, and at that point the security saw me and must have realized that the media were chasing me because I was a victim's family member or somebody. So they grabbed me, the security, and ushered me into the church and told the other media to back off the property. And I get into the church, and I was thanking them, "Thank you, you saved my life. These people want to interview for me and whatnot." I said, my nephew died from this tragedy, and I switched the role playing at that point. Now I become a victim. There's victims' family members flooded in there, praying. And one of the preachers, or I don't know who he was, he must have been the head preacher, they come down and talk to me, and I said, "Look,
let me put this into perspective. To confuse Jonathan Lee Riches with Dolly Vision is actually an insult to Jonathan Lee Riches. First of all, Dolly Vision doesn't have half the intelligence that Jonathan Lee Riches has. Dolly Vision is just an idiot, clearly. So yeah, he's just a moron. There's nothing else to it. Dolly Vision is just a fucking idiot. But as far as Jonathan Lee Riches goes, Jonathan Lee Riches, he is calculated. He is calculated, and he is not to be underestimated. The worst thing you could do is show him any attention in person whatsoever. And like I said, don't click on his channel. Don't show him. He's clout chasing. That's all he's doing. I will go over his content. I will stream it, applying fair use, and I will review it. I promise, guys.
Sandy's media here trying to get an interview from me, whatever like that, and I need your help. So he brings over a big gentleman inside the church, and he goes, "This guy's a retired police officer. He's security here. Give him the keys to your car. He'll pull it around back. You can get in your car and leave." And I was at that. For a second, I was going to give him my keys, but I realized on the front seat of my car was Adam and mine Lanza dolls that I had. So I said, no, I can't go that route. But I said, I need some help getting out of here. Whatnot. He said, "Well, come down to the basement. I'll give you a change of clothes. Look at this guy. And this guy here, he had like some.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He'll take you through the woods, through the town, down the street, and you can go about your way." And I said, "Okay, cool." So I put on a different outfit, went out the back door of the church, and we started walking in the woods. And then I realized, this is ridiculous. This is cold, whatever. So I just gave my keys to the guy that they had with me. Said, "Look, dude, here, just take my keys. This is my car. It's across the street from church. Bring it down here right now, whatever like that." I got lucky because on my front seat, the dogs were there, but I had a towel over the dogs, so we didn't get to see the dogs. So I start driving off. I see the media still outside the church. I drive down to the high school because the word was Barack Obama was going to fly into town and talk to some of the victims' families. He was flying. So I actually parked down the street from the high school and went through the woods up to the high school where there was some media people already camped out there. And I was there for a while. I was there for about an hour or two. But then Secret Service came. They came early before Barack arrived and started sweeping the property. So Secret Service, they asked me up for my media credentials. They asked me who I was. And I told them, oh, I'm media. I'm an independent journalist. And they asked me for my media credentials. I didn't have any and stuff like that. So I got escorted off the property. That was around 4 p.m. that day. This was Sunday, the 16th. The 14th was on a Friday. St. Hook was on a Friday. So this was the 16th on a Sunday. It was later on in the day. And I started seeing pictures of me viral online, kneeling at the memorial and whatnot, news programs at Jonathan. But then I guess something happened in the next day or two where people started realizing, I wasn't who I was. And then that started going viral. A lot of these places that put me out as Jonathan Lanza started retracting it. I just think it's amazing that the media would actually put me out there as Jonathan Lanza without me providing them any credentials. And, just saying who I am. I mean, that's a classic form of media trolling and incompetence on the media's part, I would say. So that was basically I posted the videos up on Facebook. Local police department, I don't know some way from how I get my calls now. My police department says the videos are all mine. And then I'm just taking a shower. I guess it's on the 19th of December. And there's a knock on my door. And there's about 20 police officers at my door ready to detain me. And I haven't seen the light of day since.
So Jonathan's first lie was that he was at the window of Adam Lanza and a neighbor ran him off. Well, thanks to his own recording, although this is not from him, it's another YouTube channel had it posted, and it was also on a news site. But from his own recording, that's not what happened.
Jonathan Lee Riches. And I'm here with my friend Adam and Ryan Lanza. And we are at Bresson Farm Road. And we are going to the neighborhood of 36 Yogananda Street in Sandy Hook, Connecticut. We are going to go to the house of Ryan and Adam Lanza.
Okay, I removed the audio and sped this next part up because all he's doing is
All right.
driving up to Adam Lanza's house.
Todd, I like you a lot. I really do, man. But understand, we don't deal in rumors here. We deal in facts, okay? And I will not be part, if I can help it, be part of perpetuating any rumors. It's not that I'm underestimating the Commonwealth. I just have no evidence on that, and I'm not going to perpetuate rumors here. It's not what I do. So
His house with his creepy ass dolls. I wanted to leave the audio on the first part to prove to you that it is in fact Jonathan Lee Riches. You can tell that from his voice. There's also a part coming up where I will freeze it and you can see his face. So we know it's the day he went to Sandy Hook. He's attempting to go up to Adam Lanza's house. He gets turned down by law enforcement, other people protecting the house, and asked to leave. There is no neighbor. He didn't go up to any window. He never even got out of the car. Just more fabrication from Riches. Everything this man does is a made up story.
Well, I just got kicked out. God told me to turn the camera off. I just got kicked out. Just let us go. I don't know what's going on there. How do you feel about that? I had to throw the dolls down. Oh, I'm sorry. I ruined your face. I'm sorry I ruined your face. Anyway, this guy here told me to turn the camera down. Turn the camera off.
There's a couple other lies that Jonathan tells us in that audio clip, right? There's about 30 minutes of video from his trip to Sandy Hook. I'm not going to share all that because it would just be ridiculously long, but there's a few pieces of audio I really want you to hear.
You'll see there, down that street there, at Sandy Hook Elementary School, police are not letting anyone go past there unless you are law enforcement. I believe they're trying to cover something up. I believe this whole incident was a false flag attack. I believe that Adam Lanza was mind controlled by the Illuminati or possibly by some sort of New World Order global elitists. I'm here as a truth seeker to figure out what's going on and to find answers, because this will affect every American with the taking away of their civil liberties and the disarmament.
There were multiple memorials around Sandy Hook, and Jonathan visits them all.
Jonathan Lee Riches, Sandy Hook Elementary School, front entrance. They're not
Yeah.
Adam Lanza was a victim of a mind control experiment orchestrated by the Illuminati, and I'm here to solve the puzzle. Jonathan Lee Riches. And today is December 16, 2012, and I'm behind the crime scene. I've made it behind the police. And this is downtown Newton, Connecticut, site of the Sandy Hook school shooting massacre.
So we've heard twice now that he was unable to get access to the school. Praise the Lord. And we're about to hear it for a third
Damn.
time.
I was just down at the Sandy Hook school, but they wouldn't let anyone in.
Hold on.
Got blocked off.
TurtleBoy, and welcome and congrats on today. I think that was a win. Big shout out to you, buddy. So let me give you your propers real quick. So yeah, I since we met on Facebook, I have deactivated my Facebook. So I don't have access to it, but you actually have, I could probably still access the video. If you drop a link in the chat, I'll show it. But I definitely want to educate everyone here on who this person is, because I think it's extremely important. And the link to the video I'm playing right now is pinned to the top of the chat. So please give it a like, because Deets on the Streets worked really hard on this video. So please do that.
Jonathan claimed in the audio that he was accosted by media and chased to a church because his car was parked across from the church. That's not true, because we'll see at the end of this clip where his car is parked. The church is much farther down if you look at the map. He also claimed that he's changed his character for a third time and was taken through the woods and hid out to go to the school because he wanted to see Obama. And I think in the audio he said it was around 4 p.m. We can tell from his videos that he is there early in the day. We can tell from news reports that when he tells them he is Jonathan Lanza, it's in the mid-morning hours. And then he has video of himself leaving the area that afternoon. So again, nothing but lies from this man. Lies about the horrific hoax that he did. It's
it gets better.
And if you notice, going over to my car, I'm going to show you something. Look at all these news meetings. Well, if we go into my car, what do we have here? What's under the masks? Yeah, it's Adam and Ryan Lanza. And we're together downtown. I'm here to seek the truth.
This clip is from the day before, on the 15th. He had planned to go to Newton. He's with his creepy ass dolls again, and then he burns a picture of Sandy Hook School. At the end of Heel's audio clip, there's a part that I cut off, and it's Bullhorn Betty claiming that Jonathan was brilliant for doing this. It's actually kind of smart if you think about it. She says he's proving that the media doesn't do a good job at fact-checking their sources. I'm curious how often Betty or Jonathan or any of these tragedy parasites fact-check their sources. But what Jonathan did 10 years ago and what he is still doing today is akin to what Alex Jones did to the victims at Sandy Hook. You are making a mockery of this tragedy. This is not an individual who is a self-proclaimed advocate for anyone. This is truly just horrible, and it continues to get worse. A few days after Sandy Hook and posting his videos on social media, because we know that's what Jonathan does, his probation officer saw them, and you can clearly see his face in that one video. He violated his probation. This article states, Jonathan Lee Riches of West Goshen Township appears before Chester County Court Judge Jacqueline C. Cody on Thursday morning, accused of violating his probation by traveling to Newtown, Connecticut in December without permission. He told the judge he suffered from mental illness and does not always follow his prescribed regimen. I know that I have to take my medications, he said. I need treatment, Your Honor. He acknowledged feeling better since his incarceration, a contradiction to a letter one of his many followers posted on Facebook, in which Riches allegedly complains that Chester County Prison was starving him and keeping him in isolation, accusations the prison empathetically denied. Assistant District Attorney Andrea Cardamon told the judge that the offense marked Riches' fourth probation violation since 2000, a history of disturbing infractions that was interrupted while Riches spent 10 years in federal prison for duping AOL customers into giving him personal information that he used to make fraudulent purchases. He was paroled in April. In addition to making harassing, obscene phone calls, Riches has filed forged documents claiming he was working for an Illinois law firm, posted personal data, including a social security.
Now, this is ironically the guy that people were criticizing me for supporting TurtleBoy. They were saying that he is the same as TurtleBoy, that he does the same thing, that TurtleBoy does the same thing as him. So how can I trash this guy and support TurtleBoy at the same time? As a matter of fact, I even brought it up to TurtleBoy when we spoke here on this channel. And I mentioned him, and he was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. And I was like, good. But yeah, this guy and TurtleBoy are nothing alike. Nothing alike. Now his haters will say the same, that they're the same, but they can't differentiate the difference between an actual pursuit for justice and a guy just chasing clout. There's a big difference between these two. A major difference. I would not be openly supporting TurtleBoy if I thought he was anything like this guy.
Security number of his probation officer online and demonstrated a kinship with recent mass murderers, Cardamon said, recommending a 1 to 5 year state prison term. Defense attorney Robert J. Donatoni acknowledged that his client needed to be punished. However, he urged an 8 to 12 month county sentence. He pointed out that Rich's behavior also prompted a federal detainer. The federal government is waiting to see what happens here, Donatoni said, suggesting that the federal system's medical facilities are better equipped to meet Rich's needs. He's mentally ill, Donatoni said. I don't say that as an excuse. I say it as a statement of fact. Donatoni said Riches was delusional enough to file record number of lawsuits from federal prison, citing a suit against Hurricane Katrina as an example of his client's tenuous grip on reality. The suits, many of which garnered headlines, were so frequent and frivolous that a federal injunction was filed and Riches ended up in solitary confinement, Donatoni said. Before issuing her decision, Cody watched a brief portion of the YouTube video that landed Riches back in prison before indicating that she had seen enough. In the video, Riches talks about being a truth seeker who will determine how Lanza was mind controlled to unload his weapons on school children. I know mental illness is a difficult thing to live with, said Cody, but she said things have been getting worse and worse to the point of causing serious emotional harm to a lot of people. Rich's parents and a family friend attended the hearing. Also in the courtroom was West Goshen Township Detective David Morter, one of the officers who has fielded concerns from people across the country about some of Rich's postings. Police said they have been monitoring Rich's since his release in April. In fact, that vigilance generated Thursday's hearing. While watching the December video in which Riches describes approaching the Connecticut residence of Adam Lanza, officers saw Riches' face briefly when he dropped the video camera. Because Riches had not notified his probation officer of the trip, he was cited for the violation. After the hearing, Donatoni said he is concerned that Riches will not get the help he needs in state prison. He said he expected federal authorities to impose an additional penalty, although no hearing has been scheduled. He said that term could be consecutive to the Chester County sentence. A strictly penal sentence will not serve anyone. He's seriously mentally ill, said Donatoni. He needs to be in a place where he can get treatment so he doesn't get worse. Cardamon said,
I am of the personal opinion that Jonathan Lee Riches is a ticking time bomb. I think that he is one of those people that will do anything, and I mean anything, to get attention. And that means if he disappears if everyone lost interest in him, he would stoop to levels to get attention that could hurt people. I am fully of that opinion. Paris Phone's Pomegranate, thank you. Thanks for educating more people on this douche canoe. No super chat song needed. Seriously, no song, please. Got it. I'm not playing it while I go over this video because I want to get through it. But thank you so much. I'm glad that I already decided that because I would have probably played it before it even happened.
She was pleased with the sentence, in particular because it prioritizes the need to protect the public and the community. She said both Chester County and the federal authorities have been attempting to address Mr. Rich's mental health needs for over a decade. The sentence imposed by the court today ensures that the community will be protected while these efforts continue. I don't take the claims about Jonathan's mental health lightly. However, I also don't take what is happening to these victims lightly either. And maybe you're saying the same thing that Betty says here.
Something that happened in Sandy, and him making a joke of it and that type of stuff. There's been no answers to that.
But when you realize that was over a decade ago, and you realize that was like 12 years ago.
So, okay, yeah, this was over a decade ago. I get that. I would like to point out to Betty and Jonathan that they have harassed people whose criminal records are well over a decade ago as well. Lots of people. But it's okay for Jonathan? Let's go ahead and see what he's done since then, though. Has he changed his behavior? Jonathan spends 3 years in prison for that parole violation. I can't find much on him during his time in there until the very end. On March 18th, 2016, Riches knowingly and willfully made, used, and filed a false and fraudulent writing and document falsely and fraudulently posed as Jared Lee Loeffner. In the phony lawsuit, Riches sought $25 million in punitive damages from Giffords for emotional and psychological distress. While posing as Loeffner, Riches said Loeffner was illegally incarcerated based on false statements by Giffords. He also couldn't help himself, and he had to get involved in filing a lawsuit on behalf of Jason Dalton, the Kalamazoo spree shooter. Multiple media outlets reported about the jaw-dropping $10 million suit that Jason Dalton, the alleged Kalamazoo spree shooter, had purportedly filed against ride-sharing company Uber. Dalton, a former Uber driver, stands accused of killing 6 people and wounding 2 others between passenger pickups on February 20th in the western Michigan town. News of Dalton's supposed suit came days after police revealed that during an interrogation, Dalton claimed that he was possessed by the devil through his use of the Uber app. In the multi-million-dollar suit, Dalton alleged that Uber had subjected him to a hostile work environment and that working for the company had ruined his life. When it was discovered to be a hoax and Riches was called out, this is what he had to say for himself. I, Jonathan Lee Riches, wrote the lawsuit. I drafted it up and it got sent to the courts. And I'll tell you the reason why I've done it. This jerk here ruined a lot of families. He hurt a lot of people. Do you understand? And now he's sitting in jail at the taxpayer's expense, sitting comfortably in solitary confinement. He's sitting there eating commissary and just sitting nonchalantly.
Facts.
Well, it ain't happening. I'm speaking up on behalf of all the victims of this tragedy. My intent was to file the lawsuit, not necessarily to fool the media, but I wanted to create a lot of hostility towards Dalton. He's sitting in prison comfortably. You know, if you file a bunch of lawsuits in an individual's name, the clerk of court and the court will pretty much
See what
authorize
I
the prison to
mean?
take $350 out of that person's account because they have to pay the filing fees. This is in reference to the 1996 Prison Litigation Reform Act. So what I'm trying to say is,
do you see the level of his manipulation here? Like, this guy knows what he's doing.
the more lawsuits that get filed in Jason Dalton's name, the clerk of court and the courts will send a notice to the jail or the prison, wherever the individual is, authorizing them to take $350 out of the prisoner's trust account. Therefore, Jason Dalton can't get no commissary because his account will be frozen. He'll be so in debt to the courts. I hope people all around the country file suits in his name. I'll continue to file suits in this man's name, and I strongly encourage other people to do it. Dalton might be a monster, but what Jonathan did is he turned him into a victim of Jonathan's crime. There are 2 more lawsuits that Jonathan did before he was released from prison that I want to share with you. And it might be repetitive of me to go over these suits, but I want you to realize the scope of what Jonathan has done, the torment that he has put on people. And I know he probably thinks these lawsuits are a victimless crime, but they're not. In this handwritten lawsuit, Jonathan poses as a man named Jahidi Shitz. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's what it looks like. And he sues a couple that have recently won the Mega Millions in Tennessee. He alleges that he was in contact with their daughter Tiffany, as well as the winners themselves. He states that he lent the money to Tiffany Robinson for the winning Powerball ticket that her parents purchased. Some of the comments made by Jonathan in his lawsuit go beyond frivolous. He actually tries to claim that he was in personal contact with the Robinson's daughter Tiffany, and that he wanted her to be his Muslim bride, to leave America with her and live in the land flowing with milk and honey. The lawsuit has caused many alarm and sparked conversations regarding the safety and security of lottery winners, especially those who win huge amounts of money like the Mega Millions and the large Powerball jackpots, like the Robinsons did. This is what Jonathan wrote in that lawsuit. I am the actual true winner of the Powerball jackpot. For the last 2.5 years while I was incarcerated, I was pen pals with Tiffany Robertson. She was a fan of mine and a Facebook follower, and she wrote me dirty letters, which I have as evidence. And she said she wanted to marry me when I got out of prison. Tiffany told me that no one on this earth treats her better than me, and then I sent her $20 from my prison trust fund account and told her to use the money for Powerball tickets, because if we win, we will leave America and live on a remote island full of milk and honey. And I told Tiffany to give my money to her parents, Lisa and John Robinson, to buy Powerball tickets because they couldn't afford to buy. And they promised me if they won any Powerball, I am entitled to half the winnings. Now I find out this Robinson family won the Powerball. Tiffany changed her number. The whole Robinson family defriended me on Facebook. I am not in prison no more. He was in a halfway house at this point. I am a practicing Muslim, and Tiffany was going to be my Muslim wife. And now I'm homeless. I had to borrow pen and paper to write this restraining order. Now the whole Robinson family are going to run around this earth spreading Powerball money that belongs to me. I am so heartbroken by this injustice. I feel Tiffany conned and bamboozled me and manipulated my love for $20 and sold me out. Now she is laughing at me while I collect crumbs. I had to go to a psychologist to get depression medication because of Tiffany Robinson. She's responsible. I seek a restraining order against the Robinson family collecting any Powerball money. The money belongs to me. I paid for the winning ticket. I seek a full congressional investigation. I seek half of the Robinsons' earnings. I pray for relief. If we have learned one thing from Jonathan's lawsuits, it's that he can easily conjure up a story, a narrative, twist facts to bend in his favor. And we see him do this frequently now in true crime. It's disgusting. The last lawsuit that Jonathan Lee Riches files before leaving prison halfway house situation that he was in is kind of ironic, but he files a suit seeking an injunction and a temporary restraining order to stop Donald Trump from running for president. I can't even. The reason it's ironic is what he spends the rest of his year doing. We're going to get into it. After his release, Jonathan spends the rest of 2016 and 2017 perfecting his skill. I don't know what else to call it. He becomes very prolific in social media, creating multiple Facebook accounts, YouTube accounts, Twitter accounts to troll people with, even to troll himself at times. Very odd behavior, a behavior that I believe he continues to this day. But he also starts to go quote unquote real life, although his past crimes affected real people. They truly did. What he begins to do though is actively attack people on social media and cases, of course. It's very evident that he is drawn to whatever the hot topic is of the time. He attended the Bill Cosby trial in September and offered Cosby Jell-O every time the rapist entered and exited the court. This is also when Jonathan takes the opportunity to jump into the political world and troll the shit out of it. One particularly successful ruse was posing as a Muslim and attending political events. He did it at a Trump event in Pennsylvania on October 1st, 2016. And then just 3 days later, he was front row at a Hillary Clinton town hall in Haverford, Pennsylvania, representing Muslims for Clinton.
Now, again, folks, I have to reiterate, this is not rumor. None of this is exaggeration. This is all 100% fact. Okay?
That appearance led to Riches being featured in the lead image of a Breitbart story, attacking the Council on Islamic American Relations, a Muslim civil rights and advocacy group that the political right has used as a boogeyman to whip up Islamophobia. While all of Jonathan's political trolling is downright narcissistic, shameless, and disgusting, this situation at the end of 2016 shed a lot of light into who Jonathan Lee Riches truly is. After Trump won the election, Jonathan took to trolling anti-Trump protests rallies that were happening around the country. He also started doxing anyone that would post that they were having an anti-Trump rally. When he posted Nicole's photo, the comments under it were so horrendous. He also outed her previous employer, thinking it was her current one, and within a half an hour, over 600 bad reviews were made on the previous employer's business, which led into a lot of problems for Nicole. The previous employer calling her, talking about lawsuits. It was just despicable. Nicole tried going to law enforcement, but multiple agencies told her basically because her information was online, there was nothing that they could do about it. So Riches continued doxing people. Jonathan continued to ag on the people in the group, telling them to expose her. Her previous employer even ended up doxing her new job when he was replying to a comment, and the group found that and ran with it. Law enforcement told her not to go into work because they were so worried about all the threats that had been made to her. At this time, Jonathan's Facebook post became increasingly pro-Trump, but with racist rhetoric. He made a post that said, "It will be bigger than Berlin's Wall and bigger than an N-word's penis." In another post, he said, "I hope Donald Trump doesn't deport my illegal Mexican ex who lives at," and then he posted her address. Jonathan took to creating fake Facebook pages like this one to lure in marks connected to real events. Him and several other trolls created multiple Covington-related pages, pretending to be Salmon himself, and then go on there and bash the elder Nathan Phillips. People actually believed that this was the real Nathan. Situations like this make me wonder how often he's doing it now in true crime to the victims that he is covering, quote unquote. Jonathan once again gained national attention when he lied and wore this yarmulke and a Star of David t-shirt with the words "Jews for Trump." 4 days before this, a gunman, allegedly a white nationalist, had murdered 11 people in the Tree of Life synagogue in Pittsburgh. Jonathan told the reporter, "I sometimes have visions of potential confrontations with Proud Boys, or with white supremacists, or with some other Trump supporter who might not appreciate having Jews around. But it's never happened. To be honest,
That's where they met.
The rallies feels like family." The material was just too good for every news article not to publish it, right? Until it turned out that it was a complete hoax. And a few days later, the New Yorker had to take the article down when they found out that Jonathan Lee Riches was indeed not Jewish. In November, Riches released a book about his litigation exploits called Nothing is Written in Stone. One of his co-contributors also writes for white nationalist publications. In 2019, Luke O'Brien...
Like, you see the pattern there, folks? This guy filed thousands of frivolous lawsuits and gained notoriety for it, enough to where he felt that he could write a book, and he wrote a book. Okay, this is not, like Grant, crusty panties, nothing. Now enter this guy. The game has changed, but I'm telling you, people, all you can do is when he shows up to these protests, ignore him. Ignore him. Do not engage.
And a reporter for the Huffington Post does a interview with Riches where he answers some questions for him. I think it's important to go over these answers again, just to give us a little insight into this bizarre mind. Luke asks, "How long were you in prison?" Riches says, 10 years. Got out, and then I went to Sandy Hook and left the state without permission. So I violated probation. I got 3 years for a violation. I actually went up there like a conspiracy theorist to see what was going on. I just thought it was fascinating to go there. I actually got on my knees and prayed at the memorial. Then I got up and some reporter was in my face. Then I just winged it. I just said, "My name is Jonathan Lanza. I'm the uncle of the shooter, and I'm here to give respect to the victims' families." Then next thing I know, I get bombarded by media people. "You're the uncle of the shooter? Oh my God, oh my God." They're putting cameras and microphones up in my face. I gave like a press conference there. I drive home. Next thing I know, my phone's blowing up and everybody's telling me I'm on the news as the shooter's uncle. So this is the third story we have heard out of Riches about the Sandy Hook situation. I'm guessing none of them are the truth. He just fabricates bullshit on a daily basis, it appears. I don't get what his reasoning is though behind it. Is it truly just a mental health issue, or is there some other sick, twisted thing happening here? After the Sandy Hook stunt, you were in prison for 3 years? Yep. At that time, I stopped the lawsuits and I shifted towards the Pennsylvania right to know law, which is like the Freedom of Information Act, but on the state level. I just kept submitting them and submitting them. Like, I want to know Taylor Swift's educational record. Every department in Pennsylvania. I want to know how many gallons of milk your milking department made in the month of blah, blah, blah. Just stupid stuff. I was just creating a clusterfuck. That was my entertainment when I was in prison. This is a lie, because we know for a fact that he filed multiple lawsuits while he was in jail that second time around. But this also shows us he likes to just file FOIA requests for the simple fact of filing them. I don't believe for 1 second that he cares about the people that he's producing content on YouTube. You got out of prison the second time in May, which was coincidental because not long after that, Trump declared his candidacy. Rich's replies, that's where I got fascinated. Because Mr. Trump comes and then he's just is not politically correct. He's just a candidate that I instantly paid attention to. I was looking at the online reactions to him and stuff, and then I trolled off of other people's reactions. So Trump was your entry point to political trolling? Political and online trolling, yes. And real life trolling. Once he got the nomination, then that's when I started, especially in Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania was a hotbed state. So I was going to every single rally with anybody that was a high profile political figure. I went to a Hillary Clinton town hall meeting and they placed me right behind Hillary Clinton as a Muslim for Clinton. I shook her hand and everything. Sometimes the campaigns put people behind a certain candidate if you fit a narrative, whatever, like that. Tell me where and when the New Yorker interview happened. It was at the Fort Myers Trump rally. I was just standing in line as Jews for Trump, and this photographer came up to me, liked my shirt, and started asking me some questions. Wanted to take my picture. He was directing me. He was telling me exactly what to look at, the way I should position myself, which was strange because I never had anybody do that. So he took my picture and gets my information and says the reporter is going to get back to me. And you were wearing a yarmulke the whole time? Yarmulke, Jews for Trump shirt, Trump shoes, shoes that have Trump on them. And then I just told that guy, my name is Jonah. I just took a Jewish name. I figured Jonah was Jewish, Jonah Rich. I was going to say Rothschild, but I just said Jonah Rich. You were posing as a Jew after a massacre in a synagogue. Do you think there's anything wrong with that when so much anti-Semitism is swirling around and you're not Jewish? And people might interpret it as you making light of a tragedy. My mind at that particular moment for that particular rally was go down there, Jews for Trump, and show that Jews do support Trump. But you're not Jewish, right? No, I'm not Jewish at all. So you were creating disinformation that in the wake of an actual tragedy could be viewed, especially by the people in the Jewish community, as very disrespectful. I'm just thinking of myself in that moment. With different rallies, I try to go with different themes. So I had that Jews for Trump shirt and I had that yarmulke for a while, and it was just...
Oh, you have no idea. That was just his introduction. That was just his introduction, Tom.
an opportunity to use it at that time. Just the luck that the tragedy happened. I'm like, okay, I'm going to run with the Jews for Trump because of the tragedy. I don't think about the long-term consequences as far as disinformation or offending anyone, but I understand after the fact that people could be offended. My belief system shows no disrespect whatsoever towards that tragedy. This wasn't 10 years ago, people. This is 4 years ago. What did you tell the New Yorker reporter when he contacted you a few days later? We talked about my life, and I just created a whole story that wasn't even true. I come from a Jewish family. I've been ostracized from the community or from my Jewish community for supporting Trump. The only thing that was real that I told him was maybe close to my name, Jonah Rich, Jonathan Riches, and my age. I'm from Philadelphia. Other than that, everything I told him was complete bullshit. I was telling him I was going to rallies I've never even been to. I was Googling Trump rallies from 2017 to get the time and month right so I could spit it out to him. He did ask me on the phone, okay, so who's your parents? I'm also looking up the white pages and I just find some family in Philadelphia linked to a guy named Jonah Rich in their 60s. I shot him off their names, so it backed me up. How long was that story up? Well, the next day I put up a Facebook post that said, haha, look at this, I trolled them, and then that evening it was gone. In terms of effective trolling, how important is it for you to do things in person? It's like testing my own boundaries, testing my own limits. My next troll is I'm going to start running for political office, like mayor, city councilman, sheriff in different elections.
This is him bragging to a reporter about his trolling. This is what he does. This is him literally bragging to a reporter of his trolling.
Elections, like mock campaigns. Getting out diversifies my craft. It gives me confidence to do these beats, and I like to try to test the limits. Social media has made it much easier to troll, right? I think the tools are available now that can be exploited, and it's easy to get that message spread. The disinformation that I want, I can put out there. The next mass shooting, before they identify the shooter, I can set up 10 Twitter accounts looking like news sites, and then create whoever I want as the shooter, and then use the news sites to retweet that. Vulnerable, gullible people will see that. They think it's from a news site, and then they will copy it and tweet it out. Whenever there's disasters, I also set up Facebook groups, and then just thousands flock into the groups. I encourage everyone to basically fight each other. I don't censor anything. Is Facebook aware of the groups? Facebook is aware. Every single tragedy that happened in this country since, I would say, 2015, I got a group set up in that topic. I can create fake Facebook accounts under people's names so I can be anonymous. If a mass shooting happens, I'll create a video real quick and put whoever I want to identify as the mass shooter. Put some music, photo edit it real quick, and then throw it up on BitChute because I know that will be the searched word. People think of trolling in a negative way for good reason, but can trolling have a positive effect? I think if someone trolls, I think they should expose their troll to bring awareness. When I troll something and troll events, I go on my Facebook page and talk about the troll, kind of like informing everyone of what I've done. One, to brag, but also to wake people up. It provokes thought. It plugs the loopholes. What do you believe underneath all this? Do you have any firm beliefs? What are your politics? I'm just an atheist from a Christian family. I don't practice any religion. I don't hate anyone for their religion. I might pretend I belong to a religion, but not to disrespect it. What about your politics? I made a choice. Whoever's in power, that's who I'm going to support. I just try to go with the flow. Obviously, I was in prison and I strongly believe in criminal justice reform. Do you think Donald Trump is a troll? I would consider him the king of trolls. He knows what he's doing. He knows what to say to provoke attention. He's a showman. I think he's trolling the presidency, to be honest. For what reason? I think he's just getting a kick out of it. This might be some sort of bigger thing. Maybe with Russia or something? Create division, because there's no unity in this country. It's getting more and more divided. I don't know what the future's going to be like. I just think that 2019 is going to be a bloody political mess.
Did you hear that? This is a guy who is trying to capitalize off of the division in this country. This guy is the epitome of an un-American. Okay? Those of you in this chat who are patriots, if you support this guy, you are a piece of shit. Okay? This guy is literally admitting to and bragging about capitalizing off of the division in this country.
Right before the election again. It's going to be tense, man. And it depends on what Trump trolls around and tries to excite everybody with. I just know whatever is going on, I'm going to be trolling. Whatever breaking news, you can expect me to troll it. In 2020, COVID hit, and Jonathan continued his political trolling, this time attending school board meetings about mask mandates in counties that he didn't even live in, not to mention the fact that he doesn't even have any children. That's okay, because you can care about political viewpoints like that without having children. But the way he acted in some of these meetings was just bizarre. He continues to this day to attend Proud Boy rallies and Trump rallies and multiple political things for both sides of the aisle. For me, this isn't about politics. I don't care what your political viewpoint is. It's about what he is doing to victims. In 2021, we saw Jonathan switch to true crime when he showed up on the front lawn of the Laundrie's household, screaming into a bullhorn, asking, "Where is Gabby? Where is Gabby?" Now, the whole world wanted to know where Gabby was, and everyone was watching. But Jonathan, he was spreading misinformation during that time as well. He went to Brian's sister's house and harassed her along with Bullhorn Betty. They both harassed her until she came out and gave an interview she had already given to law enforcement and didn't owe to the general public. But because there's this crazy person in her front yard screaming on a bullhorn while her neighbors are trying to just live, she came out and did it anyway. Jonathan claimed multiple times that he personally knew Gabby Petito's family, yet we've never seen any proof of that whatsoever. He continued creating fake Facebook accounts and fake Facebook pages. Every single tragedy that has happened across this country, I bet you Jonathan Lee Ridges has a fake Facebook group for it, and he's probably spreading misinformation inside.
Oh, you have no idea, KDJ. Just wait.
Of it, or at the very least, encouraging his members to fight amongst each other. Why? For his sick, twisted pleasure. We saw later how Jonathan went to the home of Summer Wells. He's gone there multiple times. Jonathan has a sick obsession with Summer Wells. If you scroll through his YouTube, you will see hundreds, if not thousands of videos about Summer, and all of the thumbnails are odd. More importantly, though, he's spreading misinformation about that case, and that is not doing that victim any justice whatsoever. He's done it with most major cases that we have seen today. Michael Vaughn's, the Idaho 4 case, the Murdoch case. Anywhere something is happening, Jonathan Lee Ridges is there trolling like a parasite. And he has thousands of people commenting under his videos, "Thank you so much for this information. Oh my gosh, you're the best ever." What did he do? He told you some narrative that he wants you to believe, and he pointed his hand at it. That's all he did. He continues to dox victims around these cases as well. Right now, his sights are set on Dylan from the Idaho 4 case, and he is going at her at full force, creating narratives and stories that don't make any sense, but harm Dylan and her loved ones. For why? I don't believe that it's for super chats or money like other people in this tragedy pimp community. No, I think Jonathan derives some sick, twisted pleasure from all of this, and I think he has for a very, very long time. And if we keep feeding the troll by giving him clicks and views or attention like this, although I hope this comes across as informative to some people, but if we keep feeding the troll, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And when will he stop? When will he stop harming victims and their families? If you made it this far, and I'm sorry, I know it's long, but I hope you learn from Jonathan himself how he teaches us that he is a parasite to the true crime community. So I'm begging, please stop exploiting the tragedies in this country. Stop creating division and hate and misinformation, because there's already too much of it in our world. We don't need any more. I also want to take a moment to remember those beautiful souls that were taken way too early. Charlotte, Daniel, Rachel, Olivia, Josephine, Dawn, Dylan, Madeline, Catherine, Chase, Nancy, Jesse, Anna Grace, James, Grace, Anna Marie, Emily, Jack, Noah, Caroline, Jessica, Avael, Lauren, Mary, Victoria, Benjamin, and Allison.
Yeah. So that's the asshole. That was making a scene outside of the courthouse today for TurtleBoy's hearing. Yeah. Let me show you guys a little something else. Just to give you guys an idea of his reach. I was reviewing him one day because he was covering a something, and here, this fucking happened. Pay close attention, folks.
Yeah, how are you? Thank you. How are you? What's your name?
Hold on, let me play this in regular speed. See that? That's a police officer right there. And he says, "Are you Jonathan Lee Riches?"
Yeah, how are you? Thank you. How are you? What's your name? Bill. Bill. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you. How are you? So what's this?
So a cop follows him and supports him. How many cops follow this asshole and support him? So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Be very, very careful when he shows up to these places, because even cops support this guy. So right, he has almost 200,000 subs now. Okay. And all because people are fucking dumb. That's what it boils down to. It boils down to the fact that people are fucking dumb. Okay. They think that someone showing up to a location where the crime that everyone's talking about, or not even a crime, just a missing person where there's not even any evidence of a crime, he will show up to that location and his followers go, "Ooh, shiny." That's what people do. They go, "Ooh, shiny," basically, because he shows up to the scene, and they think, "Oh man, he's working so hard," But yeah, he's in Canton right now. He's in Massachusetts right now, and has every intention of covering and staying there, most likely, for the Karen Reed hearings. So buckle up, folks, because this asshole is going to agitate and instigate everyone protesting out there. Right. His goal is absolutely to disrupt. Absolutely 100%. Right. And that's what he does. He's also a professional doxer. Not only will he dox you, but he'll take anything from your past and then twist it to mean whatever he wants. This is the kind of guy he is. And pay no attention to his political affiliations and what he claims. He doesn't have any allegiance to any political affiliation. As you saw in the video, he will troll the Democratic National Convention. He will troll the Republican National Convention. He will put on a disguise. He will, well, Grant's got nothing on him. Grant's actually got problems. This guy is beyond. This guy is sick in the way that a serial killer is sick. Like, there's no helping him. There's no treatment out there. He's already been under psychiatric care, and he continues to do exactly what he does. There's no helping this guy because he doesn't want help. He's driven by the same shit that a serial fucking rapist or a serial killer, except he is compulsively a troll, driven by the same drive. Oh yeah, he's a bad penny. Absolutely. Right. Grant is a gnat. Grant's nothing. This has been, yeah, Grant's nothing. All of these, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see the people that come out of the woodwork for this case. And I'm going to go over them all, man. The old glarer is coming back because these familiar faces are going to, these familiar names are going to pop up out of nowhere. There's another one. I'm just waiting for the links. And when that happens, when that happens, I will go over some old favorites, some of Glaire's greatest hits. It'll be fun. I don't think Dolly's coming back. Dolly didn't. He wasn't ready for what he saw out there. He was expecting some sort of counter protest. He was falling under the whole impression that the town was divided and split. And so when Dolly went out there, he was expecting to see people on this side who were Karen Read is guilty, 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 and then people on this side who were supporting Karen Read. And he was hoping to jump on the bandwagon of people who were against Karen Read and thinking that she was guilty. But unfortunately, this narrative that the town is split is inaccurate, because the majority of people in Massachusetts know that Karen Read is innocent. They know it. So, I mean, it's YouTube suicide, basically, to jump all over the narrative that Karen Read is guilty at this point. The more that Jackson and Yannetti present to the court, the more likely people are going to go, wait a second, maybe she is innocent. And that's happening in real time as we speak. He went there on his own, LJ. He went there on his own. This is what he does. He went there on his own. He doesn't work for anyone. And he has, as I understand it, he has, I'm going to assume, unlimited finances. If he shows up to a place, he's ready to stay there. He, at least unlimited in the sense that, like, if it means sticking around and checking into a hotel for the duration of a trial, he has the means to do it. Right. Yeah. JLR is a completely different entity than Dolly Vision. Dolly Vision's a joke. He's not to be taken seriously at all. He's just an idiot. There's no comparison between the two, other than the fact that they're both parasites off of. It's just that JLR is better at it. Dolly Vision will spread rumors about family members of a missing child and capitalize off of it, sure. But he doesn't have the smarts or the drive and the tenacity that JLR has. He does not even close. Nothing even close. Let me see if oh wait, what?
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
Thank you, Liska. He started at aggressive with no boundaries. He'll be hands quick. You can't ignore in your face aggression that won't quit. Make an escape plan. I don't know what that means, but thank you, Liska. Appreciate it. Right, basically. Yeah. Dolly's a joke. Yeah. Like the difference between Dolly and JLR, both are looking to get news coverage. Both are looking to see their faces and names on the news. The difference is that JLR knows how to do it. This is what he does. He knows how. Dietz saying, I can't even begin to describe the amount of real life trolling and hate I've received since making that video last year. His following are just as bad as him. Agreed. Right. Agreed. And thank you again for making that video, Dietz, because it proved very, very useful right now to give everyone an idea of what they're dealing with, especially these protesters, these very peaceful and respectful protesters. Yeah, he's just going to be out there to provoke you guys. Again, I my recommendation obviously is to not show him any type of support at all. Do not engage. Do not I mean, don't even respond to him. He's going to force his way in front of news cameras. Like if he sees news cameras, he's going to force his way there. He sees dollar signs right now. And this is the thing, is money doesn't really drive him. He is the true crime equivalent to the Joker in The Dark Knight. Remember the Joker in The Dark Knight? Remember how Alfred was like, some men don't care about money. Some men just want to see the world burn. That is Jonathan Lee Riches. He already has money. He doesn't care about money. What he cares about is causing a disturbance and getting his face on a camera, getting his face on TV. That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about anything else. He's not driven by anything else other than creating chaos. He enjoys creating chaos. That's it. He feeds off of it. So, yeah. I don't know how he has money, man. He probably collects disability in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. Most of these fucking shitbags end up doing that somehow. They manage to weasel the government into giving them money in some way, shape, or form. Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to go over. Thank you, Chronicles. I appreciate it. You didn't have to give me money though. All right, let me check Twitter real quick. All right, so this is TurtleBoy's interaction with him here. Let's let's check this out. Thank you for recording this and posting it, Chronicles of the Shady. Appreciate it. Let's check this out. This is what TurtleBoy showed up in the chat to tell us about. So let's watch that.
The army coming.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. Don't touch my phone, lady.
Don't get in my face.
You're going to prison, TurtleBoy.
Probably not.
TurtleBoy, you're going to prison.
I don't know.
Shame
I don't
on
think
you
I
for
am.
What you did to the O'Keefe family.
We're fighting for
Shame
justice
on
for the
you
O'Keefe
what
family.
you did to the
Shame
O'Keefe
on Jennifer
family.
McCabe.
You're going to prison
Shame
for a
on
long
Jennifer
time.
McCabe for
You're
what
going to
she
prison
did.
for a long time.
Now, I guarantee you that this is the first that Jonathan Lee Riches has heard the name Jennifer McCabe. He's going to follow up on it. Don't get me wrong. But this is the first. He has not been following this case. People have been requesting for him to show up here and cover this trial. And so now he's here. And he's been following TurtleBoy and has focused his energy on TurtleBoy. But he doesn't know the details of this case. Not yet, anyway. He will, but he doesn't know yet. This is the first he's hearing about Jennifer McCabe. He has no fucking idea.
Oh, we're coming. You've been to prison.
We're coming.
Oh,
yes, and you're going. You're
prison
going.
Boy.
You're going.
Prison boy.
You're going to prison.
Prison boy. I got a little prison boy here. Look at him. Look at him. Look at prison boy. Look at prison boy. Prison boy.
You're going to prison. You're going to prison.
Prison boy. There he is.
Bubba's waiting for you.
There he is. Prison boy.
There he is.
Here every day at your trial. Don't push me. I'll press charges.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
He's scared of a girl. He's scared of a girl. Oh, he's so mad.
Now, the upside is that JLR also has no idea who he's dealing with. He has no idea who he's trying to troll. He has no idea the type of people that these people who are gathered and supporting Karen Read are. And that's not to say that he should be scared of them. It's that he doesn't understand. He doesn't know what gets to them. He doesn't know what you guys are how you guys handle things like this. He doesn't know that you guys have been doing this shit day in and day out for the last 2 fucking years. Okay? He doesn't understand any of this. So he absolutely underestimates the fact, and he also didn't expect to be outed the way that he has been. Now that everyone understands the type of person that he is, it's going to be a lot easier to deal with him when he shows up to these things. And I'm telling you, the best thing to do is to just ignore him. Now, TurtleBoy, he's an individual with his own style and with his own methods, but this guy is different. Like, you Bostonians, man, I know you guys can get hot-headed, and he will push you to that point. So be careful. He is looking to victimize himself physically so that he can press charges against someone, so that he can insert himself into the mix of all of the press that this case is gathering.
He's so mad.
You're going to prison.
Oh, he's so mad. He's so mad. He's so mad. Oh, it sounds spicy. I don't think I am. I don't think I am.
No.
Shame on you for what you did to the Keith family. Yeah. Shame on you for what you did to the Keith family. Aiden. Shame on you for what you did to the Keith family.
You're going to prison.
Yeah, you should probably learn their name, buddy. It's actually O'Keefe. O'Keefe. I don't know. I don't think he cares that much. I don't think he cares.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh, he's coming to my house. Oh, he's coming.
Okay. Okay.
He's coming. Witness intimidation. Witness. You know, it's witness intimidation.
Your mom's name is Mary Mullane.
Oh no, he's going to my mom's house. He says he's going to my mom's house. Yep. You might want to pick up your pants there, pal.
Yeah. Aiden, you're going to prison.
Look at his pants.
You're going to prison, clown.
They all
clown,
look like
you're
this.
going to prison.
I want you
clown.
guys to look at his shoes.
You are going to
Those are
prison,
Walmart
clown.
brand shoes.
You're going to.
Yo, Boston Bridget would be like, what are those? Boston Bridget would be like, what are those? What are those?
Going to prison, clown. Clown, you're going to prison. Clown, you're going to prison. You're going to prison.
Who is this guy?
You're going to prison. Shame on you for what you did. We're going to be back. We're coming back. Shame on you. We're going to come back. You're out on bond. You're out on bond. You're going to be violating. He's out on bond. He's on bond. He's on bond. He's on bond.
Look at his pants. Look at his pants. Look at those things.
He's on bond. He's a danger.
Yeah, like the lady, like even lightly touching him, he will try to use. I'm telling you guys, be careful.
Okay, you're going to prison.
I'm really not, but okay.
See you soon.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye. Pull your pants up. Pull your pants up. Okay, so that was fun. Just another day in the life. Just another day in the life. I don't know. That's some YouTube guy. I don't even know who the hell he is. The first time hearing this guy. Yeah, that's the Glares buddy. So anyway, just wanted that on video. See you guys tonight. Peace.
All right, folks. On that note, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Tomorrow, Karen Reed hearing live. Now I don't think, again, this is expected to, the jury selection is expected to go all through this week. So again, I'll be streaming, but there won't be any cameras in the courtroom. I will just be updating via Twitter and updates on Twitter from Ted Daniel and other news sources. And we will we'll keep our we'll follow this together. So yeah. So yeah, that's Jonathan Lee Riches for you guys. Oh, what's up, baby boy? Hi. Yes, I haven't forgotten about you. I love you. I haven't forgotten about you, buddy. So guys, I appreciate you guys joining me. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thank you guys for hitting the like. Please hit the like. Make sure to like Tom CPU stream and subscribe to Tom CPU. Make sure to subscribe to Chasing. Make sure to subscribe to Deets on the Streets. Make sure to like Deets on the Streets' video that is pinned at the top of this chat. So hold on, here we go. Yes, and guys, again, you guys are fantastic. I love you guys very, 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 very much. You guys are amazing. And I might go live again tonight. If what I'm planning on comes through for the night, then I will go live again tonight. But until then, folks, we will do this again very soon, my friends.